Mellow greetings, YouTube, and welcome to another fantastic, futuristic LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast. We are going to dig back into the future of 1993 today, and it's going to be thematically connected to some other stuff. Well, maybe not thematically, but actor. There's some actor crossover with some of our recent coverage. It's going to be really cool. I'm gonna have a good time. Again, we're really pulling out the films that I enjoy now. So this is my year. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure Ryan's gonna throw me a curveball eventually before the end of the year. Speaking of which, I'm gonna pass it on to my man Ryan Cushing.
Thanks, Sam. I will work on those curveballs because our goal is to make sure you don't enjoy yourself.
I, I appreciate it.
And with that, I'll pass it to, we should have rehearsed this part, but Vinny.
Sure. Yeah, let's go,
Be,
Vinny.
be well, Ryan Cushing. I'm excited to be here live this time and not as a something you fix in post. So I'm
Oh yeah, I
excited.
just dropped you in.
Yeah, I might not even be here. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about Demolition Man, which I did see in theaters.
Ooh,
Sam, I
right.
assume you did too.
We're gonna get into that. So
Yeah,
no
cool.
spoilers. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I'll be bringing that up. You're spoiling the whole show. Let's go on to Marcus. What's up, Marcus?
All right. Good evening, everyone. Excited to be here. As always, I'm sponsored by water, but this just isn't any water. This is water from Pizza Hut. This is the only water that survived the franchise wars and the only place you can get water now. So we'll talk about this more in the episode, but sponsored by Pizza Hut water tonight.
Excellent.
All right. I'm going to pass it over to Hayden.
Salutations, all. Happy to be back again. Godzilla Coffee, ready to talk about Demolition Man. I'll pass it on to Maxine.
Ooh, guys, we got the freaking jacket. I'm working for the SAPD here. We got
Respect.
Demolition Man pin on. We're about ready to talk about 2032.
San Angeles. This is going to be real. Awesome.
Yes.
And I'm sponsored by, normally I'm sponsored by my Ghost Tumbler, but I brought back Kylo because everybody misses my Kylo Ren Tumbler, and I am still sponsored by Ghost because, I got the new t-shirt for the new record. Anyways, we're going to, chat about a film called Demolition Man. Came out in 1993. I sadly did not see this in theaters. I wish I had gone, like Vinny.
thought you were going to show your ticket stub.
I would have because I love sci-fi action films, and it's weird. We had a strange kind of Stallone falling out in my household. Like we kind of went to go see his stuff equally with Schwarzenegger, even though Schwarzenegger was like our guy in our house, which I think it was the same with you, Vinny.
Yeah.
But then I think Cobra broke my dad. He just didn't like Cobra, and from that point on, I was kind of on my own for going to see Stallone products, and then I just kind of stopped paying attention, and then 93 kind of restarted it for me with Cliffhanger and Demolition Man, but I didn't catch either of them until LaserDisc. So get into this. Did anybody else see this in the theater as tiny children?
I did on October 18th, 1993.
So I think it came out October 8th, so you were like a couple weeks in.
Yeah. Movies played for more than 2 weeks, but
yeah,
and I gave it 3 stars out of 4. I went with just my wife. We were not married, but it was 2 years before that.
It's pretty romantic. Yeah.
Yeah. In my favorite and best theater at the time on Long Island, there was a single screen, biggest screen on the island, called the Cinema 150. It's amazing.
And yeah, it was like number 1 for that October. It was up against like Cool Runnings and The Good Son and Malice were some of the big ones. Mr. Nanny, one of Ryan's favorites, opened the same week.
Wow.
Juggernaut.
Yes. Surprisingly beat Mr. Nanny. But yeah, Demolition Man. I have crazy fond memories and nostalgia for picking it up when it came out on LaserDisc. It was, I think Cliffhanger had already changed my mind on like getting back into Stallone action movies. And I picked it up sight unseen at Suncoast. And I remember going to my grandparents' house and I was like unwrapping the LaserDisc sitting on my grandma's couch. And we're just chatting with the family. And I was like, man, I wish they had a LaserDisc player here because I have to wait until I get home. But yeah, it was how many times nobody saw this for the first time for this podcast, right? Or was this repeat? Yeah.
It was really only the first time I've seen it since 1993. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
Did you buy the LD like back in the day or no?
I didn't. I mean, I really hadn't thought about that movie until, getting back into LaserDisc and just constantly hearing about the Pizza Hut Taco Bell thing.
Yeah. Which we'll have to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, Demolition Man is kind of fun action dystopian utopian future film. It's got a pretty killer intro with, again, like one of my favorite scores in like he mostly did music in the 90s. Elliot Goldenthal, the guy was just untouchable. He did Heat and Alien 3 and what else? Batman Forever, but I'll forgive him for that. And Interview with the Vampire. So the music of it like caught me right away. The opening's pretty killer. It's got what's the actor's name from Die Hard and License to Kill that plays the young version of Stallone's partner, the helicopter pilot. He's in there, Robert Davi's partner from Die Hard. And you learn that John Spartan, as played by our hero Sylvester Stallone, is a kind of he's the cop that plays by his own rules, but he's like turned to 11. He's kind of like a caricature of himself, and he just goes screaming into battle in this kind of Blade Runner-esque dystopian Los Angeles. And Simon Phoenix is essentially the Joker, as played by Wesley Snipes, just chewing up the scenery. He's just this villain that just loves chaos for the sake of chaos. I don't think he has really a lot of motivations, and it's cool. He's just a force of nature and a force of evil. And John Spartan and him have this giant battle at this big old warehouse, or it was like something I think they were probably going to blow up anyways in Los Angeles. They're like, let's just go ahead and fight in this, and then we'll just film the demolition. And so it quickly turns into a situation where he's John Spartan is wrongly accused of causing the deaths of a number of civilians in this, and then he's sentenced to this new prison system where you're cryogenically frozen for your crimes, and then every once in a while you're unfrozen and given a little bit of a parole hearing, and then frozen again. And then meanwhile, society in Los Angeles turns into this bucolic utopia, and there is no more crime or violence in 2032. And all of a sudden these two bad boys get thawed out, and all heck breaks loose. So, what did everybody think of the opening of Demolition Man?
I like that it was the very futuristic period of 1996 when the contents were happening. And it's
True,
like,
yeah.
wait a minute, what is this even? I had to like look that up on IMDb. I'm like, this is 93. They're just like, oh, in 3 years, this is what's happening. Like,
yeah, it was pretty aggressive, right?
Well,
Yeah, no planes are allowed to land in Los Angeles type thing.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's like
Yeah, you think 2003 might have been a better, or 2006, might have been a better year to go with.
like literally really, guys, we really thought 93 was gonna be that bad. It was so fun.
you have to remember, and I watched one of these video essays about it just to see what the reaction was. This is a year after the riots.
Yes.
And
I see.
things were bleak, especially in LA, right? So, I guess it didn't seem that far-fetched to them at the time, but
That's
yeah,
great.
3 years is a lot to get from just riots to freezing people, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was definitely, that was fuel for this kind of a narrative thrust for sure. And then they kind of threw out the idea that Wesley Snipes had created his own like city state essentially that nobody could go into, and he had all his cronies and stuff, who also a lot of them end up getting frozen. We'll learn about later, but
Which is convenient.
I mean,
He needed help.
I mean, I hope the Wolfpack all get frozen together if we get falsely accused of heinous crimes or something.
Funny you mentioned Joker, because I kept thinking of him as like a TV Batman villain just constantly
Yeah,
laughing
sure.
after everything he says and narrating everything he
Yep.
does for us. There's no one
I mean,
else
yep.
around, and he's just constantly talking to himself.
Wesley is immediately over the top, which is great.
Yeah.
He's like, set your ass on fire. You know, he's just hamming it up like crazy, which is cool because Stallone's always, a bit of a block of wood. I mean,
Right.
he's a capable actor when he's in films like Copland and stuff like that. But that's kind of a shtick, because he's this big kind of
Yeah. My hot take on this is that I think this movie would have been even better, because I really did enjoy watching it again. It is much better than I remembered. It's much more subversive and cooler and funnier. But just imagine Bruce Willis instead of Sly, and I just think it works. I just think the back and forth with Bullock would be better. It would just be, I don't know, it would just elevate it a little bit, because Stallone isn't really that great of an actor. We know that. But I get why he's cast, because it definitely fits the persona of this sort of rogue cop. But just sort of take like Fifth Element Bruce and put him there, and I think you have a
like
cooler...
tonally that might match better.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is doing all the heavy lifting around him for sure.
They considered Van Damme and Seagal for those roles.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
and I guess Sandra Bullock's character was like briefly played by Tank Girl.
Yes, Lori Petty.
Oh.
Yeah.
And apparently they had some sort of falling out, which doesn't surprise me, because Lori Petty was pretty volatile at the time. She had a lot of falling out with directors and other actors and everything. That said, Lori Petty's awesome, so that would have been cool as well. Yeah, I'm trying to think if this was the first thing I saw Sandra Bullock in. I think she had been in a couple of smaller indie films at the time.
And Speed is right after this.
Yeah, Speed was 94, so
yeah,
it must have been. I'm probably thinking, I forgot what exactly when the LaserDisc dropped, but I probably bought this maybe before Speed hit theaters, but yeah. Either way, Lenina Huxley, which is this kind of thinly veiled reference to Aldous Huxley's novel and character in Brave New World. So it's having a lot of science fiction fun right off the bat. One of the writers was I think it was Daniel Waters, who worked on Batman Returns, which was one of my favorite 1992 films, and he had some interesting work under his belt. And
Heathers, right?
And Heathers, yeah. So I mean, he had style for sure. And I swear there was the opening was kind of cobbled together by another writer. It wasn't Steven D'Souza, but it was. They got like a ghost writer in there for that. But the whole concept of these these violent dinosaurs being thought out in the future unravels in. There's one of my favorite opening credit scenes ever, because it's just super kind of calm and ambient, and the score by Elliot Goldenthal is great while you're just taking a trip through this cryo facility.
There's whooshes when people's names appear on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then you get to see and of course Stallone's hamming it up with when they're reading him his rights and everything. He's like, skip it.
Yeah.
They don't skip it. He just keeps going.
No. And of course, a huge influence on a few years later, Austin Powers. It's got everything but the warm liquid goo phase.
True. It's true. I thought the same thing. I heard in Planet Hollywood that puck that the Stallone's in.
Yeah.
That silicone whole thing with him, silicone body of him in the puck was in Planet Hollywood.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I swear I have a picture of it. If I do, Sam's going to insert it right here.
Yes.
But it was pre-digital. I have to look through my photo albums, because I swear I remember it going under that thing.
Yes, you could see
weird, looking down.
Yeah, it's a fun scene. Instead of just a regular old prison cell, they just have you crawl inside this circular area, and then they fill it with some sort of goo, and then this magic kind of blue pellet falls from this kind of injection device, and then just automatically freezes everything that it touches, and then you are trapped in a hockey puck essentially.
And they have one of the best tropes you see in movies. For no reason, there's always welding. There's just always sparks flying and fog, and that's like, But I just noticed it. Like, are they building this? It's usually like a Bond villain's lair. It's never complete, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they just started this cryo stuff. They're still working on it.
And it's kind of fun segue to the future because then you just have like a little hand kind of wipe off the frost on this little kind of time readout. So you're like, oh, okay, we're in the 2030s now. And then you're quickly introduced to the delightful Lena Huxley, played by our friend Sandra Bullock, who couldn't be with us tonight, but she's still our friend. And Andre himself, Andre Gregory, is the warden, who's now an older man. And I love there's lots of expository dialogue there where it's like he has to explain to you how it works again and explain to her, the prisoners are ice cubes. Nothing ever happens here. And of course, you're sure something's about to happen. And there's a parole hearing that's it's going to go calm as every single day. And then all of a sudden, Simon Phoenix, who, again, just this weird stuff. Like he's reciting everything the warden says back to him in Spanish just to irritate him.
That must have been part of his parole reprogramming. They in that language, right?
Yeah, and then he suddenly knows the secret spoken code teddy bear that releases his shackles.
Right.
And then thus begins the onslaught of murder, death, kills that San Angeles has not been. No, San Angeles is what? It's a mix of
Santa Barbara, and Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, San Diego.
Yes. Because I thought San Diego was part of it too. So it's like,
but it also San Andreas fault with the earthquake that kind of plays into it as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we're driving through, everything's super bucolic. Everyone's driving Teslas. I mean, whatever self-driving cars they have in this future, and everything's perfect. And then you kind of see these little bits where something's painting graffiti. And like there's some sort of underground resistance going on. You're like, okay, well,
things
maybe
that only Stallone notices. They come up really high from the ground.
Hey, what's that over there? And so it's delightful. You've got Rob Schneider, and apparently uncredited role. Like, how is that uncredited? Like he's he's in it a lot.
Yeah.
As a police officer. Who, and of course, everybody and their mother. The guy from Shawshank Redemption is in there as the police chief, Bob Gunton, and the sad principal from Twin Peaks is in there as one of the other cops, and then of course the older version of John Spartan's helicopter pilot friend is there, and of course Lenina's got Benjamin Bratt as Alfredo Garcia, her kind of partner in non-crime. And she's got an office filled with 90s memorabilia. Very clever. Couldn't like what? Lethal Weapon posters.
Good.
I couldn't help but think of us when I think it was Stallone who said it's not enough to collect the 90s. You have to bring them back to life.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of that the Charles Band movie Robot Wars, where there's the town that's like, exact replica of 93. There's like all sorts of excuses in this film to have like,
right.
Oh, 1993 as this kind of historical artifact. And so Lenina Huxley is completely dismayed at the fact that nothing exciting ever happens in San Angeles. And then murders start kind of cropping up. And there's a bit of police work as they determine that one of the murdered doctors has now lost his vehicle, and they trace down Simon Phoenix, and a killer like little set piece where he's where he takes a guy who has some self-esteem issues that he goes to this kiosk for, like almost like BetterHelp. And the BetterHelp program tells him he inspires joy feelings to those around him. And Simon Phoenix just yanks him out of the booth, and then he needs to start accessing things. We're not sure what's going on with him at that point in the film, but and then it's great because all the cops. Because we didn't mention, you can't swear. It's illegal to swear in the future.
No. You get fined.
Yeah, and then if you get fined too many times, they call the cops on you.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys because you're nerdier than me. When did credits become the de facto currency for the future? So I'm watching Andor at the same time. They're always dealing in credits. Here we have credits. I know I've heard that elsewhere.
They've had
never another
credits for years. I mean,
at least the 70s, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Star Wars
universe, at least Phantom Menace. They mentioned it. Did they mention it in the original trilogy?
I'm pretty sure they mentioned credits when they're talking about
Right.
some
When
of
they're
the
bargaining with Han Solo.
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Lando mentions credits or something at some point.
Yeah, Lando,
Maybe they
yeah.
established
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Yep.
And
think
I'm guessing
It's a
it
good
must have been something.
generic future currency, like, oh,
Yeah.
credits. Yeah, that's the
Cool.
future currency, whatever universe. You don't question
Right.
it.
I thought I missed the memo. It's kind of cool that that's the future money.
And I noticed there was I gotta listen again sometime, but it seemed like there was different versions. Like it was like a morality code that you break when you swear. But I think if you even like swear under your breath, then you get the sotto voce that he says like you have broken. So there's even like a separate fine for like kind of swearing under your breath. Yeah. So I like the kind of world building and the effort put into it. But yeah, so Simon Phoenix is kind of I'm possessed. He doesn't know why, but he has all these abilities now, and he can like hack into computers, and he's doing research on some guy named Edgar Friendly, and people are sending him strange messages about killing people and sending him on a mission. And then yeah, these cops show up, and they are woefully unprepared for the kind of violence. Yeah,
I thought it was hilarious that the chief, when they told him to go apprehend Simon Phoenix,
yeah,
he said proceed with extreme assertiveness,
yes,
instead of proceed with extreme caution, right?
Right.
As if everyone is so compliant in the future. All you have to do is you say it with a stern voice, right, and then they're gonna listen to you, right? Whatever you say.
Those guys were rather large for a police force that doesn't use violence. Those guys were tremendous.
But they had like no training whatsover.
No, nothing. They just
Like,
He's reading the manual.
It was
Like,
on
they had
the
a
site
manual in front
training.
of him.
Yeah.
Just like, Siri, how do I arrest this man?
Yeah.
Approach
say or
maniac,
else.
and then
Or
a
else.
calm voice.
Yeah, that or else. That'll do it.
And again, Wesley Snipes, his outfit is, I mean, amazing at that point.
Right.
He's got some like,
Overall.
crazy
Where did he
overalls.
get it?
I don't know. What was he wearing when because he had a prison
He
kind
had
of
the
outfit
prison.
on.
Then he was like a minion. He was like the despicable mini
So he
overalls.
must have killed somebody in the
Somebody,
facility
on the way.
and stolen their clothes.
Yeah.
Deleted scenes. Does anybody have the Arrow Blu-ray that came out? Maybe there's
Oh.
some deleted scenes. I don't know.
Maybe
And
those are just some of his belongings he took to prison with him.
Oh yeah, maybe he got he stopped and picked up his kit. He's like, my duds. Yeah, let me put it in my gear.
He walked up to the front desk and he was like, "They let me out. Can I get my stuff?" And they didn't question it. So.
It was just in a locker. You just had
I didn't want to tip my hand. I didn't want to tip my hand too early because I did not have the LaserDisc. Couldn't get it in time. It's nowhere to stream. So
It is. It's
is
hard
where?
to find to stream. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so I'm
like
like, you know
for
what?
rent, but
I'm going to go to the library. So I went to the library and I looked it up, and they had the Arrow 4K, not in my branch.
okay.
And then it said, well, you can order it. I was like, I'm going to put these guys to work. They're going to be thrilled. Like, I want a 4K, and you need to bring it from another library, and I need it by Friday. And then, like, Wednesday,
You got it.
Freaking Arrow
Nice.
4K
Wow.
nonetheless, with the booklet. There's the
that's
credits,
awesome.
the little mortality violation. Like, it's amazing that they have it like Velcro to the thing.
Wow.
It's got the lobby cards in it. It's
That's
incredible. Yeah, they're
Way
all
to
like
go,
marked.
libraries.
Hell yeah, library. That's amazing.
Cool. So yeah, I got to watch it on 4K.
Yeah, it really isn't on a lot of streaming services, I noticed.
Nowhere.
Yeah, which is pretty sad.
And I was
I mean,
able to go back and forth. I watched the Pizza Hut version, and then I went back and just to see the Taco Bell version.
Yes, which we'll definitely get into shortly. The Wesley Snipes fight with the cops, after they approach the maniac, is just wild because Elliot Goldenthal was so into like pushing what score is versus source music, and he's adding sound effects that like kind of match in with the movements, like when he says,
I thought it was going crazy. I'm glad you mentioned that because like, is that like something was like Herbie Hancock? I was like, are they playing like Rocket? Like,
they're
every
like
move he was
scratches.
making was like,
So like his moves have like scratches timed to the moves. There's like some like Spanish symbols when he says "ole."
I can't say I've ever seen that before.
No, it was very
That's
aggressive.
also what made me think of Batman TV, where there was always a sound effect to every punch.
Yeah, another reason I loved Elliot Goldenthal. Like in Alien 3, he did that right away. He was using weird stuff. Like he was just hitting it was like almost industrial music mixed with a film score. He was like hitting pieces of metal and pipes and stuff. So I'm sure he just went nuts. But it was cool. It created this like fun sonic signature for Simon Phoenix that he's
Anytime Wesley Snipes is on screen, the whole movie just bends to his will, and he becomes the main character for as long as the film needs him to be.
100%. I mean, he's a maniac, but like you're more on his side than you are these dumb cops. That
I mean, he's having a good time, you know. Like I'd maybe rather hang out with him than Stallone's character.
For sure. We could use some more time with Wesley and his guys in their lair. They seem to have set that up pretty quick. They had like a pool table and girls. Where did they come from?
They've all got Mad Max outfits and everything.
Yeah.
So
I think Jesse Ventura in that game.
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah, Jesse Ventura shows up in there. But yeah, so of course the only thing you can do to fight this level of a maniac, the cops all discover, especially with the help of Stallone's old pal, that you're like, well, who did defeat this guy back in the 90s? And you're like, oh, John Spartan, the Demolition Man. He's also frozen for crime. So of course they have to set up the warm liquid goo phase and do the laser cutting, and it's just like Austin Powers. They're like, laser cutting complete, and they skip the evacuation.
They show you the blue laser because there's going to be the callback to that. So I'm glad that they set that up.
So yeah, he gets thawed out, and he's got the option of going back in the freezer, and nobody really wants him there except for a couple key cop elements, and or he can join the San Angeles police force and help stop Simon Phoenix. And he learns quickly that they don't have toilet paper in the future, so.
So you get some infraction toilet paper.
And he uses the verbal infractions to as little printouts to use as toilet paper because he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Yeah, and I love that he does that and then walks away to finish his business. Right. So then it's like he's just been smelling like ass for the past 5 minutes, and no one's wanted to say anything.
He's had a turtle head that whole time. Yeah.
They're like, oh, it must just. I imagine someone in there is just like, oh, well, he's from the past. He probably just stinks. I don't know. Like,
they call him caveman and things like that.
Yeah.
So
oh, this must just be his primitive hygiene. Like, and no, he just doesn't know how to use the seashells.
And just one of my favorite bits ever, because I don't know, in the workplace, I'm never a fan of people getting amusement of something you just don't know about yet.
Yeah.
So I always loved the bit with Rob Schneider. Oh, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. Like, why would he know how to use the 3 seashells? Like,
and then he even comes to that same conclusion.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I guess it does make sense, huh?
I'm calling BS on the 3 seashells because I'm not sure how you would use those.
Well, that's
unless they have some power.
And they never explain it. They never explain it in the film.
The writer explained it that it's basically buttons on a bidet. And like the handles are different, like warm and cold water.
Okay.
That's fun.
But still, like they don't explain it in the movie, so you have to look it up or you just don't know.
Yeah.
So wait, like they're buttons on a control panel? Is the idea? Okay.
So you like press
that makes sense. I mean, look, if I was in a bathroom and there was some strange utensil I'd never seen before, I would not touch it more than likely, So like it makes sense that he wouldn't know they were buttons.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but if there's not like
bidets
a spot,
in LA, 1996.
There weren't bidets in the 90s at all in the US. Like
before the riot.
Well, but it's not the 90s, it's the 2030s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Future utopian bidets.
It's probably not even, it probably doesn't even shoot water. It probably shoots a laser to clean up the mess,
And that's why you have to know how to use it.
Yeah, it could go sideways.
It basically go very wrong very quickly.
Don't press that seashell. No. And there's some fun stuff going on there with some male bonding as they learn that back in the day, males used to abuse each other in order to show their machismo, and so there's some of that. And of course, John Spartan is at odds with the police captain who has totally figured out exactly with his AI modeling. Essentially, he's used a computer to determine exactly what Simon Phoenix is going to do next, and then of course, Stallone's like he's
going to give ChatGPT what Simon Phoenix is going to do.
Yeah,
What's my business owner?
He's not going to start a business.
Yeah. What? He's going to start a GoFundMe and a small bookstore.
Two future computer complaints I have. This is common in every movie. No mouse, right? Everyone types every command.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
But they've pretty successfully predicted a lot of things. A lot of these sci-fi movies have always been pretty good at predicting the future, yet the TVs, they've never predicted 16:9. The TVs are always horrible 4:3 CRTs.
True.
But for a second, I was hopeful because when he went into his apartment, he had a vertical screen where like a phone call was coming in, but then he watched the DVD he put in. He just watched on a little CRT.
Yeah.
They just never get bigger.
The kind of home video thing is, I always forget. I never think about nudity in movies, and this was one of those movies I was watching at work with my friends, and be like, "There's no nudity in this movie," and then of course, he tunes into that naked. I think it was like some sort of hustler model or penthouse model that was playing from Baywatch Hawaii. It shows up for a second. I was like, "Oh, I guess there's nudity in this. Never mind."
Accidental FaceTime, like
yeah.
Little kind of Logan's Run there moment there. But yeah, so they determined that Simon Phoenix needs to obtain some weapons, and thus we go to the museum with the Hall of Violence.
Oh yeah,
which is great. And again, another area where the 90s Los Angeles is preserved. There was a huge earthquake that killed a lot of people apparently, and so now like what's left of old Los Angeles is kind of buried underground. And,
there were huge blow-ups of the riot. Of the 92 riots were on the wall as you walk past.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a script somewhere that was much darker, that really, because the references are obvious once you look for them, but I guess the tone was a little more humorous. But
they did change what Daniel Waters got involved. Because it was Peter Lankoff as the guy that came up with it. And yes, I heard that his script was pretty much dark and fairly serious. And then Daniel Waters is like, well, what if we just make it a little wackier? Add a lot of comedy and talking about matching your meat, licking your ass, and all that stuff.
Shovel it.
Take this job and shovel it.
It was really just missing Dutch angles. We had a few Dutch angles, it would have been full.
Yeah. The director, Marco Brambilla, is like sci-fi was like this kind of proving grounds for a lot of commercial actors and artists, because Robert Longo did Johnny Mnemonic, and David Fincher did Alien 3, and I think Danny Cannon had done a few things before he did Judge Dredd, but then later on Kinka Usher did Mystery Men, which is like sci-fi cartoonish comic book stuff. But then it like killed a lot of their careers, because I don't think Marco Brambilla like ever did.
I think he's like a pretty well established artist at this point, just real avant-garde.
Like 3D like video installments and stuff like that. But I guess
really interesting.
So it is a very like kind of well made, it's in scope, nice and wide. Some great production design. So lots of mayhem ensues, and then you do learn that our buddy Simon Phoenix was brought back for a reason, and that the kind of the man, Dr. Raymond Cocteau, played by Nigel Hawthorne, who kind of envisioned this utopia, is eager to get rid of this underground resistance. And you realize that there's like a corrupt kind of heart at the center of this utopia, that there's these kind of, people that have nothing to live for living underground in the sewers, and they're, kind of, scraps. I think they're called scraps, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They seem to have a comedian. Good.
They were doing great.
I want to point that out. They had beer.
They had beer and rat burgers.
And rat burgers.
But it was the best tasting burger he had,
Yeah, and they had a stand-up comic leading them who would do great monologues.
Who did
Dennis
a
Leary.
full monologue. I forgot how long it was. It's like,
like
he's
a total
his
routine.
Entire
at the time he was known for doing those rants on MTV.
Yeah.
And then it was like this like minute segment where he just, and then like the movie just stops and he does an MTV rant.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I just heard it and I just thought like, oh, this is just like what every person on who's like active on Facebook when they're reposting George Carlin clips, like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Simon Phoenix, he's brought back to kill this guy, Edgar Friendly, played by Dennis Leary. And he's been programmed. Of course, he can't kill the guy that brought him back. And Otho from Beetlejuice says Cocteau's like henchman is like Weasley henchman.
So good. He's so good at that.
It begs the question how he is overweight when everyone doesn't know one eats meat and they're all healthy.
Good question. Yeah, what's Associate Bob? What's he digging into?
Well, he's probably going to get some rat burgers.
Yeah. There's a sequel for you, like a little kind of like mid-film sequel where you
Was
find out
he in
that
anything between Beetlejuice and this?
Glenn Shaddix. Good question. Not that I know of.
He was great, but it's like the same character, obviously.
It's great. I know,
Super Weasley. Yeah. And then so then Simon Phoenix, of course, can't kill. Yeah, he just wants to kill anything in his way, but of course he can't kill this guy Cocteau, and he's not even really kind of aware of it at first. That he thinks he let him get away with it because John Spartan ended up showing up on the scene. So, you realize that reviving Stallone is this kind of wrinkle in this master plan of this dude. So he's like, all right, well, whatever. We're going to take you out to a deluxe dinner at Taco Bell or Pizza Hut, depending on which version of the film. So who's got? Because in Japan they had it with Pizza Hut. So there's a Japanese LaserDisc with the Pizza Hut. I don't have it. I just have the U.S. Taco Bell.
How's the quality? I'm assuming it's good on Japanese.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
Taco Bell won. Sorry, it was in the movie. They won the restaurant.
The franchise war.
Yeah. Which is why I wore this. I found this hat today, and I was like, I'm going to wear this because I wonder what's dumber to people of the future, like maybe to Hayden, that there were actually cola wars, franchise wars, or late night wars. Like we are like Sam and I probably we have PTSD from the late night wars.
Yeah, I mean that was serious stuff.
Yeah. But the franchise wars, it's just for one restaurant to wipe out everyone.
And everything is Taco Bell.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole reveal is fun because they drop in the whole idea that Schwarzenegger was a president at some point.
That was great.
He was governor.
I know.
Yeah, right.
It was again pretty prescient.
He was governor, and Jesse Ventura was governor.
Governor, Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I would still vote for President Schwarzenegger.
I mean, bring him on. But so of course, I have not seen the Pizza Hut one, so the restaurant probably looks just the same. They just try to cover up all the Taco Bell logos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, when you get served the food, it looks like chips, right? It looks like like tortilla chips.
Yeah.
So on the Japanese pressing though, they did miss a few frames where Taco Bell still showed up on a wide shot of that kind of minivan that was the delivery food van. On the
when
wide
Edgar
shot,
Friendly's looking at
Taco Bell.
You can see that logo. I was wondering if they covered that up, but I guess not.
Yeah. On the close-up shot, there's an overlay that says Pizza Hut, and because the camera's moving, the overlay does this. It's really fun.
Yes.
And do they actually
they didn't do a good job syncing it up with the original footage.
No,
the one on the door looks kind of okay. And then there is like a shot of Stallone picking up a Pizza Hut cup.
Huh.
Yeah.
That they shot that. It's weird to me that they wouldn't just make it Pizza Hut in the first place if it was going to be a licensing issue. Like it just seems like it would have been easier to just make it as Pizza Hut to begin with.
Yeah, I just don't think Taco Bell had any international presence, so they didn't want to advertise something.
Yeah.
No one would get the joke.
Yeah.
But it's like to Hayden's point, it's like they were both owned by Pepsi. You could just make a Pizza Hut, and then every market would know what it was. But I guess they were just really excited about Taco Bell at the time.
But counter argument now, though, with hindsight, having Pizza Hut dubbed in and the logos badly added in greatly enhances the watching experience.
For sure.
Did they get Sandra Bullock and Stallone to dub in like Pizza Hut, or was it just?
I assume it's them saying it because the dialogue will be exactly the same.
Right.
They'll be like, "Oh, well, now every restaurant is Pizza Hut." Like, just when they say the name, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a '90s, MTV addict, I was impressed that they got MTV Sports host Dan Cortez as the lounge singer, singing about the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah. We have to talk about how jingles are new music.
People just, I mean, again, it's kind of prescient, with TikTok, people just like 30 seconds of a song. So why not just go straight to jingles?
But it's like it would just be Ozempic, and they just
And there's like an oldies channel, so you can have old jingles to scratch that
Breeze plug it
nostalgia
in
itch.
commercial playing on the radio nonstop.
Plug it in, plug it in. Love that jam.
It'd be the Empire Today song from the or the
Empire
J.G.
Today.
Wentworth opera, like
Cars for Kids.
Yeah.
J.G. Wentworth.
Do you have Cars for Kids on the West Coast?
Oh yes, I change the channel every time I hear.
I think that was the first place I heard it was on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We get the J.G.
Yeah, it's
Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I like the opera is one of my favorite. I've got a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
This is what would be on the radio right now.
They seem to work because we've memorized them all.
I know, yeah. We're kind of proving the point.
They're effective.
Yeah.
But just to listen to that as music is what's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
As you're cruising around.
There is no
Yeah,
music.
like for the first part of the movie, my fiance and I were kind of like we're watching the movie, and there's kind of that undercurrent the whole time as we're seeing this utopian society that they're always hinting that it seems utopian, but there's something sinister under the surface. It's not as there's something bubbling under there. But we were like, we would thrive in this world, to be honest. And then the scene with them listening to commercials as music came on, and we were like, actually, no, we couldn't survive in this hell world. This world has to be toppled. This cannot be.
It was great. They're jamming to what Oscar Mayer and Benjamin Bratt's just digging it. And,
It was so funny.
And then so they go underground. They meet the scraps. Jack Black is a young Jack Black is a scrap down there.
I missed him.
Yeah,
I missed him too.
So in the scraps, you learn that they eat rats and they're kind of kept out of society. And Simon Phoenix, of course, gets involved because he's trying to kill Edgar Friendly. Well, Hill breaks loose from that point on. A lot of fun action points.
There's a weird, there's a smash cut from him and his gang at the pool table. Leary and those guys have a conversation, and then Snipes and them are just right above them, looking down.
Oh yeah,
like he just show up.
It's very convenient. 2 for 1.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Was that when Leary had his monologue though? Was it right after that?
Did he do it there, or I thought he did that out by.
Because that would have given them all the time they needed. Because
that's true. Because that monologue was probably
from,
longer than they even showed us in the film. It was just 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But so of course I love the whole kind of gimmick. Well, Simon Phoenix can't kill Dr. Cocteau, but he can tell somebody else to do it. Yeah, that sort of thing. And he decides he wants to start bringing back all his cronies to help him do his job better. So of course, you've got Jesse Ventura.
And kind of to my point of him being the secret main character of the movie, he kind of kills the main villain when you think about it. So I mean, is he a bad guy?
Cocteau was really the kind of bigger problem overall. Yeah.
Sure.
So he takes him out and then kind of paves the way to unite society. And I don't know, Stallone just kind of, I don't know, what's he do?
He's a lot like the robot from the movie Hardware in that way. He's the actual hero of the film. He solves the main problem.
He solves the problem. And then you got this whole kind of crew coming back and a lot of fun shenanigans, including Jeffrey Dahmer threatens to come back at one point because he's like, I love that guy.
I love that guy. So insane. He just unfreezes all the people that he needs and then just sprays the whole table of everybody that would work in there. It's oh, we're done here.
Yeah.
We're not freezing anybody ever again. Don't need the operators.
I do love
Cortez work there too?
Who's that?
Wasn't Dan Cortez in that?
Yes. He's got 2 roles.
Yeah, he plays piano, then at night he works the night shift.
He's one of the prison guards, yeah. And then I love the kind of Council of 13, the kind of heads that are on these just swivel monitors that that's in Cocteau's kind of chamber where he talks to them. Who's this guy coming in?
Wow, live from satellite feed
from 2032.
Yeah. Speaking of the Council of 13,
he's on a prison island in Australia.
Hey, what's going on?
There he is.
Newly unfrozen, cryo prison Luke.
He doesn't do a halt for him, and he can't even hear us yet.
His hearing is coming back.
True. It's the part of the freezing process.
Yeah.
He'll probably have trouble controlling the volume of his voice for the first few minutes of
Let's all
being conscious.
guess if he likes it or hates it. I'm gonna say
Teddy
likes.
bear.
Did he watch it?
I don't know. He must have seen it in his
He
lifetime.
did.
I'm gonna lean towards maybe likes it.
No.
He's got
Or
to
it's
say
the dumbest thing he's ever seen.
Yep.
No, we lost
we
him.
lost
We're
him.
never gonna know.
Okay.
Anyways, so the big finale, you've got everything going on at the cryo prison, and lots of nonsense and screaming and freezing, and a sweet Oldsmobile 442.
yes.
A relic from the past that's brought back to life in fabulous fashion.
Which what? How did it have gas in it? I thought
Yeah.
gasoline was illegal.
That's a good question.
It was underneath.
Yeah, so it must have had a full
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
they
when it,
probably
So
just
it's just the
gasoline
full
underneath.
tank of gas it had from 30 years ago.
but
right?
yeah, an old
But
Oldsmobile
also-
442, how long's that gonna last?
They're
You're
in San Angeles. What is the rest of the world like? Where do the sewers lead? Where
Mm.
They really don't reference the rest of
There
the
isn't.
United States.
There
Is it a
isn't.
wasteland?
Was the big one, Gus?
It
Yeah,
was
I
the big
mean,
one.
how big was the big
Maybe-
one? Was
maybe
it
they
just,
just-
like California, or was it like
Fell off.
yeah,
And
right?
The fact that the big one was in 2010, which again really isn't that like far
No.
away from 96. I mean,
For sure.
Stallone does not have a good sense of smell. He was standing in a puddle of gas in the opening. Didn't even. He was shocked when Wesley told him to look
Yeah.
down.
is it cold? Just me.
Yeah, I mean, he really did. He didn't have a lot figured out. Yeah,
No.
Wesley's just like wrong again. Like,
Maybe
Simon
it's
Phoenix
like
has
the
way
worst
more on the
cop.
ball than you do, buddy.
Oh my gosh. And I like that they used the ridiculous concept of the Simon Says because his name's Simon. Oh,
Yes,
it's so stupid every time.
Simon
Love
says.
Batman villain. That's his thing. He riddles.
he's very committed to the bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah. Way to go. We should go back and
Where
retroactively
was
give
Snipes
Snipes
in
an award for this.
93?
Yeah.
Where was he career wise?
I mean, Rising Sun was probably that same year. Like
Hmm.
a couple months earlier was Rising Sun. What else was there?
When was Jungle Fever? He's in Jungle Fever, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that was earlier. Oh, that's right.
I feel like that's
Oh,
92.
91 or
two. That's
91,
kind of what I'm
92?
leaning towards.
That was big.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the lead in that film. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
guess maybe he's starting to segue to action.
I think
Sorry.
so. But
Tu
when
Wong
was-
Fu was probably similar, like a year after or something, maybe too. So yeah, kind of in between all that.
You had a Boiling Point and
Van
Passenger
Damme? When
57
was
in there
the-
too.
Oh yeah, Boiling
57.
Point
Yeah.
and Passenger. Yeah,
New Jack
He's-
City before that.
Yeah, of course.
LaserDisc Hall of Fame for Snipes.
I mean, yeah, I think I have all of them.
His whole career might be on LaserDisc.
Ooh.
mean, yeah, He was
Well, not
crushing
Blade
it.
2, but
Yeah, bummer. Yeah, we didn't
But
get
the
murder
hair-
at 1500 on
Right.
LaserDisc either. Yeah.
The hair did wonders for
Or
him.
did
The
we?
eyes were
No,
amazing.
we got Murder at 1600.
We did
on Laser.
1600. It's out.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have
Yeah.
that one then.
Oh,
I need to get a copy then. But yeah, his hair's on point.
so good.
Outfits, the fits, fire.
The eyes were sick.
Yeah,
I loved the like underground aspect of the fight in the Hall of Violence zone when he's like trying to stab the like zapper in the water and like electrocute him. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of like just great action scenes and ridiculous like Arnold Schwarzenegger-esque like horrible like commentary from Stallone. So-
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's like, "You're on TV," and then starts hitting him with a giant CRT screen.
It's like it's just terrible. It's
I always
terrible.
felt like Arnold would say his lines to someone. In the beginning, Stallone just says, "Send a maniac to catch one." To no one.
Yeah, to no one. Yeah, he's like what on the back of the
Sky.
helicopter. Maybe
Yeah.
the pilot can hear him. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
He's just like, I'm in a movie.
Well, we've already mentioned there's a ton of callbacks. One of them that I made note of, Wesley Snipes' character at some point steals a gun from somebody and
Yeah.
says, "Hey Rambo, I'm gonna
Yes.
need this."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's
There were
reference to
tons of those.
yeah. There's an early reference
Because
to
he
him
mentioned
losing his
Skywalker
head.
too. I think he mentioned Luke Skywalker at some
Skywalker?
point.
Oh yeah.
Which felt
And he-
completely random.
he drops a reference to 2001 with the computer.
Hal.
Calls
With
him
Hal, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he says something. He's like, "Come on, Hal, where are the guns?"
The gun's at Hal.
I want to know the guns are in a museum, but they just have them locked
Fully loaded.
Yeah,
those
fully loaded.
or their
I mean,
ammo.
It's
Yeah.
not a problem in San Angeles of
Yeah, but they
2032.
didn't, dispose of the ammo, so it could never
mean,
be a
it would be
problem.
smart.
Maybe they didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah, like they were
Yeah.
so kind of disassociated from the concept of violence that like the thought
Even the
never even
cannon-
occurred to
even
them.
the
His
cannon.
Former
the cannon
partner's
bolt.
still alive
Yeah.
and working for the police.
I know that was weird.
It's not like it's so far in the future that every single trace of the old world is gone. It's like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I mean, this is a society. He's trying to kick the glass open, and the security guard presumably walks up to him, and he's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And then he's just like, "How much do you weigh?" And then he's like, "Well, I see you ask. As a matter of fact." And
How many people does Wesley Snipes toss in this movie? Because he tosses that man,
Good tossing,
Yeah,
yeah.
he slams
dude
that one
under the
guy's
car.
head into the glass.
Yes. and
Yeah.
then he tosses the man literally in the fire,
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
right? Like
Yep.
he's strong as hell. Like
Yeah, he's got cool moves because he's doing some kung fu things, but he's doing a lot of like robotic, like like when he has the fight with the cops, he's like dodging and kind of
Mhm.
doing some interesting things, using their attacks against themselves, essentially, like almost Bruce Lee like. Yeah, it's got some good action in it for sure.
Because I didn't remember any of it, I kept waiting for Sandra Bullock to be his daughter. And then the sex thing happened, and I was, oh no, that's not what can happen. But then watching this essay at the end, apparently his daughter was a scrap, but they cut
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And it leads up to it early on when he's unfrozen because he's like, I had a wife. They're like, your wife is
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
He's like, I had a daughter. And then he gets interrupted by a Shawshank cop who's like, yeah, this isn't a family reunion. But then that paved the way
Yeah.
for the daughter. And I guess, yeah, a lot of audiences were confused and thought Sandra Bullock was his daughter.
Right. Maybe
And they're
maybe that's the darker old boy version that you'd get.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And people are like, why does he want to get romantically involved with her and exchange fluids? Yeah, because of course we didn't even mention. Yeah.
you don't want to exchange fluids. It's gross.
No.
There's no
True.
handshaking. It's post COVID.
You do this.
Yeah. There's no exchanging of bodily fluids. There's just this kind of interesting, like,
And the people are just okay with it. Like,
Mhm.
well,
come on
they
now.
They don't know any
I
different.
mean, they don't know what they're missing.
they've got the sex machine, which is like what? They just have this
VR.
headset,
And the way
VR
that-
headset.
The way
Yeah.
that's edited, where it's cutting between the horrifying strobe footage of Sandra Bullock and then Stallone making these faces like in between, is insanely funny. Like, it's so good.
Don't you mean stunningly erotic?
Yeah, and him just being like, huh? Huh? Like, just good stuff.
Caveman. So all right. So let's see. How about LDs? Likewise, we kind of tapped into it briefly about how it looks and everything. There's no AC3 copy. This is just surround. Dolby surround. Sounds great though.
It is
Yeah,
loud.
I found the surround to be really healthy. Sub LFE track was really healthy as well.
Nice. Yeah.
Really strong.
Widescreen. Yeah. Again, I don't know if the Japanese one is the same, but like Warner Brothers discs did this all the time. They shrunk the image a lot for overscan. So if you end up watching this on a projector with like 1:1, like there's
Yes.
going to be like black bars on either side,
Oh, interesting.
which is okay.
There
'cause
was
you're
there was a tiny black bar on my plasma on the far right
Hmm.
side.
Yeah, the one, it's always like more on like one side. I forget it's the right side or whatever. So
You mentioned aspect ratio. There was one shot. So my TV actually does have kind of bad overscan, and I don't know how to fix it, and I'm too lazy to figure it out. So it actually looked perfect on mine. But there's one shot on side 2 where Wesley Snipes crawls out of a manhole. And on mine, that shot looked off center because there was a bigger black bar at the top, a rounded corner at the top, and then a black bar on
Oh.
the side. And it was just that one shot where it was
Interesting.
just like the film was just off center a little bit.
I wonder if they reframed it to hide something or.
I'm not sure.
Oh. Does anyone remember the side break? Was it a good one?
Oh,
It was
was
right
good.
before Taco Bell. Right?
Unobtrusive.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, they're like in the car, and then he like said, a decent line, and then it was a perfectly acceptable side break.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like kind of nice and calm. Yeah, just
Yeah.
coast right to the break and then flip it over and get ready for Taco Bell adventures. Yeah.
Speaking of sides, they say Demolition Man 3 times on side 1.
Oh, were you drinking?
And
Yeah.
of course, we have to get to the best part on side 2.
Yes.
They say LaserDisc.
Yes.
I didn't know that. So I was, I mean, I knew coming into watching it today, but
Yep.
yeah, I just.
Lenina
Amazing.
Huxley mentions
So
that
cool.
he's after a big excursion in a fight. Yeah, she mentions he's even better live than on LaserDisc because she's been addicted to watching these kind of like historical artifacts from the 90s. So
they should have put that video, that surveillance video, on the laser. Cool.
I know, right? They should
have made it even bigger because it's more advanced.
Future LaserDisc could have been like, this giant platter. So good, but yeah.
I liked during the actual Taco Bell dinner, the like snobby woman who was trying to like give a real mean, non swear word related message to Stallone, and she's just like gets shut down immediately by him, and it was just like so stupid. She called him like a barbarian or something. It was I love that. It was so funny.
Poor guy. Everyone calls him either barbarian or caveman or
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal. There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
The dinner scene from every Tarzan movie.
Oh, your Japanese one has speckles?
No, mine was good, but like the US one's DADC.
Yes.
And, I've had the first one I ever got years ago was rotted, so I just tracked down a Japanese copy and have never looked back. But did anyone else run into that?
There's a decent amount of these that are clean. I've had pretty good luck. I think maybe 75% of these that have come through my hands have been clean. So
I think it was probably my player more than anything, but the end of side A had some lines through it, but I don't think it was rot.
Yeah, no speckles or anything. Yeah.
Because it's from a library, there was a part where it was just breaking up. I was like, that's why I don't get videos from the library anymore. But then I polished it. It was just fingerprints, and then I played fine.
It's weird. People have been interacting with optical media for so long, and they still just put their mitts all over it.
Paws all over it. Yeah. Even my kids, their first instinct on the record is just grab it.
Yeah. It's like, hold on, Dad. And you figure adults are probably renting Demolition Man, so it's not like it's not like Lilo and Stitch.
I'm sure
kids aren't.
No one is.
Yeah,
I probably had to dust it off. I don't even know where this other library is. I'm curious how they did it. Do they have like a van that runs between libraries?
There's
a fun
huge
gig.
Network.
Yeah,
for interlibrary loan stuff. It's insane. It's like worldwide.
I was going to get the Japanese disc. Maybe I still will, but I really did enjoy it so much. I might get this Arrow and show it to my son.
I'd love to see the special features. Of course, on the LaserDisc there wasn't much of anything. It was just, I mean, we got a widescreen as it denotes there on the front, which is nice. 2.35 to 1, so super aggressive. I mean, there's a bit of aliasing and some of the fine details.
Say the sotto voce verbal you were talking about.
There we go. Nice.
Categorizes the things. He's a size 10 shoe. I don't know why they put that on. Shoe size 10.
I just love the
Blood
cover.
Type A positive.
There's like all sorts of like cool like cyber stuff going on in the background there, like computer things and crosshairs. And, it's good design.
This also had to be like peak steroid time for Stallone, right?
I mean, he was pretty jacked. For sure. Yeah.
Is this? Oh, this is. There have been already 4 Rockies.
5 by the time this came out. Yeah. So he was. He had already made 4. So he was definitely either still on the sauce or coming off the juice.
He looks like
better juice, better.
Yeah, better juice. Yeah. But so I recommend. I mean, obviously, it's a bit of a gamble with this, but I mean, the market's probably still super low for the U.S. copy, right?
Wait
$5 or $10.
Wait till this premieres.
I go up 30 cents.
Japanese copies were pretty easy to find though, so I'm sure Brian's got some for sale.
Very, very cheap. Very cheap.
So grab that and check out the Pizza Hut version.
Yeah, I know. I still want to see that. I haven't seen the Pizza Hut version yet.
Yeah, it was like something I always meant to get as a curiosity, and then just kind of never got around to it. So, and then we decided to do this podcast, and then I also never got around to it.
and we had plenty of notice, and you're just like, no.
I bought some other Japanese discs, but not Demolition Man. All right, so what are we going to rate this thing? Are we going to go on a 5-star scale? Probably. What's your usual scale, Vinny, that you used on Letterboxd? Was it 1 to 5?
I do 4 still, so I'd stick to my
4.
3 out of 4. I thought 3 out of 4 is solid.
3 out of 4. Okay.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the rewatch, and I really remembered. I don't remember none of it for whatever reason.
I mean,
but I really enjoyed it.
Liked it at the time.
Did he?
I remember.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Cisco was kind of like, he was mad on it, but all right. So we doing a scale 1 to 4. Can we do half stars?
Tacos, pizzas, slices.
I'm doing 5. Let's do 1 to 5. All right, Ryan, 1 to 5.
How many shells?
Ooh,
definitely
1 to 5 seashells.
But I'd say 4. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Vinny. Marcus, what do you got for a rating on this guy?
I'm going for 4. It's enjoyable. It's fun movie, fun watch.
Hayden, sir.
I'm probably sitting at about 4 as well. That feels right for this.
Ooh,
yeah, what do you got, Max?
I'm sitting in my own category here because I this checks all the boxes of things that I like. So this is at least 4.5, if not higher. Because this is things, this like super like futurism thing that's like not that far away, but also retro futurism. You have like the past not really looking like the past, like, and then that stupid action and like all of the things that I like.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot where it's like this just action Stallone movie, it's probably a 4, but then it's like all these elements of like the score and the production design and the futurism and that stuff kind of like squeak out that extra half star. So I'll go 4.5 as well.
It's a little bit remind me of Starship Troopers, or Starship remind you of this.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cynical.
There's definitely
social commentary going on in there,
right? With a popcorn movie on top.
Yeah.
What was the? I mean, there was the Lethal Weapon poster, then there was Chili Peppers. There was another poster, and I couldn't tell if that was real or fake. It looked like a band.
I was trying to figure out what that was too. Yeah, because it was the Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Yeah.
And Lethal Weapon 3.
1 or 2. Oh, was it 3? Wow.
I think it was 3 because it was the white one, right? It looks just like the LD jacket, which was probably out that same. No, that was that the same summer, or like with the summer right before or something. So it was probably like super hot and current at the time. But yeah, there was another poster, I think, to the left of that. Yeah. And I couldn't place it. Well, you got the 4K, so did you like walk right up to the screen?
I will go back and see who it was.
Yeah.
It looked fake to me, but then it could be a band that I just don't know.
Oh, well, whoever knows, write it in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something super obscure. Yeah. There's no real tunes other than the jingles or anything. There's no like 90s jams playing. It was a good,
such a good score. So it's like you're hearing enough music.
Yeah, it's true. Of course, you don't want to kick down Ilya Goldenthal to put in some other stuff. But yeah, they could easily done like a Judgment Night, done like a cool album with like mix of like hip hop and grunge bands or something like that, doing some collabs. But Judgment Night, there's another movie we should do someday.
Oh,
saw that in theater too.
Never heard.
I did, yeah, that one I saw. Yeah.
Dennis Leary. We should have just done a Dennis Leary.
That'll be we'll pass the baton from Wesley to Dennis and just carry on. We'll do the ref. Do a Judgment Day. Yeah. But yeah, I think we should just keep doing Wesley Snipes movies for the rest of the year because he's got so many good ones. Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we have some other science fiction things on tap. I don't want to spoil it. You'll find out later. But yeah, so I guess that wraps up. Any final thoughts about Demolition Man before we move into pickups?
It's really good. It's inexpensive. It's a must-have on LaserDisc. It references LaserDisc in the film. Get it. Watch it.
I mean, yeah.
It's cheap.
It's essential.
Yeah. I'd say it's essential.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Get a copy. And show it to your friends. They'll be impressive. All right, let's do some pickups. I didn't get too many, but I have some, unlike last one. So.
No Wolfpack?
I didn't pull one because I was like thinking, the last time we were going to do a Wesley one, and then we're like, but then.
And then you had a chance again,
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, what are we going to do? Like Stallone stuff? It's like everything I could do for like a Wolfpack would probably end up being like stuff that we devote an episode to. So I didn't want to just spoil our future episodes. So.
It could have been like deciding what we did for the episode.
All right, yeah. So let's do Practical Magic versus versus Jungle Fever or something.
Got it right.
Yeah. I mean,
wait, is Sandra Bullock in Practical Magic?
Yes.
of course she is.
She's on the
You need to
cover.
watch it,
Yeah.
Vinny.
I know. I have to watch. It was on the plane, but I couldn't. I didn't have the headphones. I was about to pay $7
We're gonna
to
have
get the
to
headphones.
later this year. We're gonna have to do Practical Magic.
Yeah,
Make Vinny watch it finally. So
for sure. Maybe I'll rent it from Sam's Video Shack.
yeah, I mean, I've got multiple copies. Ryan helped me out. He sent me a Japanese copy, so I've got
Nice.
Yeah, I've got piles of them. So
Late release Grail.
I mean, 99 disc.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It's only like 40 something bucks online. Not bad.
Well, that's
bad.
because it's not just trash garbage.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got commentary track on it. It's got some extras. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, you can listen to your buddy Griffin Dunn.
Yeah.
So check it out. All right, let's rock some pickups. I was working on some stuff with Ryan, and then he whenever he sends me a disc for like a job, he ends up sending me like some random other stuff because he's a cool character like that, including some Hong Kong discs last time. This one's Savior of the Soul. I've been wanting to watch forever. So Ryan came through with a successful blind delivery.
I won that on Whatnot, so it was even better. So it was a double.
Oh, sweet. Score. Thanks, Whatnot, seller and Ryan. I got an empty one, or one without a jacket, but what's the name of it? The Headhunter. I'm intrigued. It's Star, so it's probably no subs, right? But
right, yeah.
I'll still watch it.
Unfortunately, that was like jammed in a movie I wanted, and it was totally the wrong movie. And I'm like,
it's going to Sam. And what's this one? I forgot even the name of this one. It's called Extended Play. This must be a Taiwan one. I think it's Barefooted Kid, which I have not seen. I mean, the cover's pretty righteous, so.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, there's some intense action going on in here, but yeah, I like these guys. This guy's just like kind of like that guy's just kind of like scheming. He's like, ugh. He's got that face.
Like a hanging in like ashtray on the back. Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's like a sensor or like they just got their incense kind of burning there.
I gotcha.
And they're just like striking poses like they're
in
like
a rap video.
NWA, like old time NWA. Yeah, straight out of like Shanghai. And hilariously, I think this Tai Seng US copy of Tai Chi 2, which is not really a sequel to Jet Li's Tai Chi Master. It's just kind of labeled Tai Chi 2, but did this actually, I think this probably like went overseas and then came back to America because I think it's like a rental from, or maybe it was just a US rental.
Yeah, I think that showed up in a box and I didn't pay for it, and I'm like, I have this, so Sam might want it, and if not,
Yep. No, I didn't have it, so I figured I'd check it out. And I've been on this quest to get all of the LaserDiscs that, like back in the 90s, I would buy totally legal VHS dubs of HK LaserDiscs. And though now that I have access to this stuff, I decided to kind of go back and buy the source LaserDiscs to all those tapes, including I really wanted the Heroic Trio films with Anita Mui and Maggie Chung and Michelle Yeoh. But there was like US ones, and I bought those, and I'm like, yeah, but those aren't the ones I had the VHS tapes of. So the old rental copies where it's split into 2 discs for one movie were on eBay. One guy had like all 4 discs at once, so I wanted to grab these. Heroic Trio, the first is just super killer. I mean, as you can see, Maggie Chung means business there. It's like kind of sci-fi at times. It's got like a kind of knockoff of the Terminator at the end, which is pretty wild.
Wow.
And then the super dystopian sequel, Executioners, which looks like some sort of period romance there. It's not. It's like super violent.
Floating head.
But yeah. But so I got those from that same dude. So
cool.
So yeah, so I was excited about that. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. What do you got, Ryan?
Thanks.
I got a couple of things, so let's see if I can get this done. I'll start with a couple of US things. First and foremost, I picked up Lady Snowblood 2, which completes my entire Samurai Cinema run.
Oh, how many discs?
I want to say like 20 or something, and 25, I don't know. But this was the one. This is the second one, and it had just been like impossible for me to find when it wasn't like $50. I'm like, and I at one point sold a whole set of these, and I was like, I should not have done that. So I slowly just picked them up in lots, and I had gotten like the last couple in like random like buys, and I'm like, I need one more, and then it popped up on Facebook. So
sick. Yeah, I don't know if I have any of those. I need one baby cart film.
Nice.
I don't know if it's 4 or 5, but I need to get that.
Yeah,
I'll move on to those next.
And those are gorgeous, like releases. Like they really did a good job on them. So can't.
Yeah, they look great.
And I saw them framed in a random record and bookstore in Michigan the past like week. And the guy's like, "Yeah, I found them at a thrift shop, but I can't find a player, so I framed them because I like the movies." I'm like,
really?
Well, that's definitely how you can play them, but.
Like, why don't you pop them out of that frame and I'll buy them?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. I picked this up. It's the Yamaha Digital Home Theater 2 disc. It's still sealed.
Yeah.
And it's got some DSP like salesperson demonstration stuff on it.
Sick.
Like a really cool like demo disc. I always like grabbing those.
The first one's cool too. I have both those.
Nice.
They're sick.
Moving on, I got some foreign stuff. This is Resistance.
Ooh.
Australian tribal girl and a truck stop waitress forge a friendship in their struggle against martial law. You know, normal Australian.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think this is a Taiwan release. Yeah, you've got guns on the back, so it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Picked up Shotgun.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. You've got
Look, the mysterious eyes.
Shotgun. Yeah.
Wow.
Nope.
And the O is like a barrel aimed at me.
Oh, stuff.
And then she's all like sultry on the back, you know.
That's like a Kelly Bundy outfit she's got on.
Yeah. Is that like a scuba goggles?
Yeah. Who's the guy with the mysterious eyes on the front?
Oh, on the front. I don't know. He's just like, hiding in the shadows, but the shadows are perfectly not on his eyes. So
he's got like crazy Busey eyes or something.
Yep.
Yeah, he does. That's amazing.
Picked up Hostile Intentions.
Wow.
It says Intention.
Is that Tia?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It's actually Intentions. They spelled it wrong on the cover of this Taiwan release.
Spelling schmelling.
Close enough.
Exactly.
I got the Captain Power from Hong Kong.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, good stuff.
I remember seeing those toys at like in the discount section of KB Toy and Hobby and Toys R Us all the time.
I was just gonna say, did anyone buy them? Like ever?
I mean, there was probably one kid who got the Cartman kid who got the whole set for Christmas, but yeah, that was it.
Death Game.
Wow.
Ooh, obviously some like
oh my goodness
science fiction, almost like Borg looking dude there.
Yeah, check that out.
I need that one now.
Got some Premium Heavener, Kill or Be Killed.
Premium Heavener as opposed to the cut rate.
Yeah, all of his stuff is pretty premium.
Yep. Vinny saw that in the theater.
Because I have a problem, I picked up this Return of the Living Dead 3.
Wow.
Hong Kong release.
Little variant there, huh?
Yeah. So I do like the cover much better. The US one's just kind of plain. It's fine, but it's plain.
I mean, it's got that same art you just see everywhere.
Yeah. Got some Jane March Provocateur.
Oh.
So I'm assuming this is like a thriller because she's probably not good at acting at all. So we'll see how that goes. Hostages.
Wow.
This looks pretty good.
Some big text.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even on the back.
Yeah. The graphic design guy got most of the day off.
I like the little bonus dude there with the gun at the bottom though.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. This is Rene Cardona Jr., so it's gonna be good.
Yes, high dollar names.
Got some Bronson and Christopher Reeve.
Wow.
Seawolf. This is I believe it's a Hong Kong release.
That looks total TV movie.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is, but that's how you know it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
I mean,
And then a couple more common discs. I got this one. It's
Oh,
so
you finally got into high vision, huh?
You know, it was cheap enough that I threw it in and made it happen. Now I have to like actually set it up. So like this was like forcing me to do it.
that's
So
Yeah,
one of
because you got
these
an
days,
X9, right?
what?
You got an X9, right?
Yeah, and I have the decoder like right there.
Oh, sweet.
So I can do it. I just have to actually now commit to doing it and spend the time, which I have kids, so it might take a while, but
It's kind of work. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's the
What
thing.
is in those? Are those actual thick boxes? How do those
Oh yeah,
open?
they're
Yeah.
super
Oh,
thick.
so what's in there? Just the discs, right? There's
It's like
anything
a digipack tray and then usually a booklet.
else? Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep. 3 sides on the discs.
But it's got slip cover usually, so that makes it extra special.
Yeah, no, they were 25,000 yen new.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it was pretty intense, but
That's premium right there. That's
Yeah.
insane. Good get.
I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch it. I mean, I want to, but I have to get rid of kids for a while, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
If you get bored of it, I'll buy it from you because I don't have that one yet. So,
Okay.
so you
And,
got an outlet. Yeah.
I picked up a common horror film. This is Stab in the Dark, aka Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Nice.
This one popped up on the Bay of all places, so
Wow. Killer cover.
yeah, no, it's a great cover. And then I bought a music disc that I decided I needed.
Oh man, you got live corruption?
Yeah,
Dude, where'd you get
So-
that?
an auction. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's
I mean, it's like my 9th Telp disc. One of these days.
Sweet.
Let's
Yeah.
getting there. So yeah, I picked up a couple things.
Sick.
Vinny next? Vinny?
Yeah, Vinny, what do you got? How many Napalm of Death LDs did you get?
I'm not going
15
to
of
show
them.
that. You just showed it, so.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
By the way, as I was sealing up the Demolition Man, I noticed that in addition to the postcards, there were 3 seashells and Edgar-friendly graffiti stickers, but someone stole those. So now I have to buy it.
Or the librarian kept them.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I have a bunch because I don't appear that often, but I've got a little 8-inch They Might Be Giants.
cool.
Some guy on Whatnot didn't know what he had, sold me like 4 8-inch music discs for like $10. So this is the one I kept.
Yeah, I don't see that often.
No, that's cool.
This was really interesting. Ingrid Bergman, Japanese doc.
Huh.
Oh,
Really cool cover.
yeah.
I think there's a few more of these, so I'll keep an eye out for them. Different
Is it
actors.
bilingual or just Japanese
No
dub?
idea.
Yeah. Report
Good
back.
question. Yeah, I don't know. I bought this pretty cheap. I think I got this from LaserDisc.
Wow, Hayden. I didn't know you had any LDs, Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
was
one-
I was waiting to let it.
Originally recorded on VHS. Is that a selling point?
Originally recorded on VHS. Wow, yeah.
Uh-oh.
But I saw Morrissey once, and this it seems pretty typical. It's like 16 tracks, 45 minutes. He's in and out. People just throwing roses at him. I needed this because, of course, while I was doing my Scorsese video, I realized the sequence that he supposedly directed was not in the original version. It's in this longer version. So this is a nice sealed box set of Woodstock
It's a good box set.
with what they call the floating mat, because it goes
Yes.
between 185 and 235. I have, I think, the only other version they did like this with this little cutout
Oh wow.
of Frank Capra. I think it was Meet John Doe was the other one.
I got so many
So,
copies of
I'm
that,
gonna
but
get
not that version.
So
Yeah.
many versions of this. This on the back also says I can send a $35 and get a 14 by 36 full color
Wow.
version of this poster.
I mean, that one's like super romantic, but I like the kind of baller stance on the front
Oh,
with
yeah.
him, like just dropping the money.
And I don't recall ever seeing this. The price is right on there, printed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, 44.95.
I see the CD video logo, so that must have been what, early 90s, late 80s?
That is a weird pressing.
Yeah, 87 Laser Vision Associates. I got this cheap. I've had these I get these all the time, but I think I've never kept one. I've always just sold them. But I haven't seen this since I saw it in the theater, so I'd like to revisit this because I enjoyed this first one. I didn't
also saw it in the theater.
Oh, maybe we need to do it.
That's the hard version to find too.
Yeah, dude, let's do a Darkman episode someday.
Well, don't make me watch the other two. I'll watch the first one.
I mean, I've never seen them. I own them, but it's like, yeah, they're just straight.
Oh, you never saw the sequels?
Yeah, but I think Scott Spiegel or someone interesting did them.
Right. I think I might have shown this last time, but I just happened to watch it, so I had it fresh. This movie is bonkers.
Really?
I mean, it is crazy. This is 1933. This guy gets elected president. He's kind of a hotshot. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just like, he's a bachelor president. And, he doesn't really take the job seriously. And then one day he goes out driving really fast, and like the press is trying to keep up with him. He's going like 95 miles an hour. Like they show the odometer, and he crashes the car and then is basically in a coma. And then the angel Gabriel appears to him, and he comes out like suddenly this righteous sort of mix of Lincoln and an angel, and starts really getting down to business. But he's like this weird mix of a progressive president who wants to like help join the union and put them all to work. And then he also wants to threatens to basically annihilate the people we helped in World War I if they don't pay us back. Wow. Just this big show for them where he has planes drop bombs on like old battleships he's not going to use anymore. It's wild. Oh, and then there's prohibition, and he decides, I'm going to end prohibition so we can open our own liquor stores, government liquor stores.
Wow.
But then the gangsters blow up the only liquor store they managed to open. He captures them, and I swear to God, they assassinate them on a boat in front of the Statue of Liberty. It's the craziest thing you'll ever see.
Wow.
Gabriel over the White House.
Okay.
1933. This is like during the Great Depression, right before Hitler. It's just crazy. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I got this cheap. Never had it.
Yes.
Everyone involved is now dead, but
except for Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage.
Oh, right, Cage. Yeah,
and Laura Dern, I guess.
Angelo and Julie Cruz are all gone.
Yes.
Yeah. This was cool. I had never seen this cover, so I just wanted to have it for that cool cover.
That's fun.
Recently, that one's cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. I hate when I do this. I don't do it often. I do it more with DVDs, but I bought something I already had, so now I have 2 copies of Tearing It Further. See when that happens.
That's a good one, though, right? The reissue.
THX, really cool. This is Die Hard before Die Hard.
Yep. All-star cast.
Of course, I had to get some late release MGM action.
Ooh.
This was a movie always on cable when I was a kid too.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm having cable flashbacks already.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I ever watched it because I always hated when it was on.
It was always on, and I see clips of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'll actually watch it. Really good cover.
My dad loves that movie. He's watched that
really. Oh, that's funny. It's set in like Monterey.
My dad literally he loves 3 movies, and that's one of them.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Another cable staple, but this one I love, Death Trap.
Oh.
This is
I haven't seen that in a long time.
This is a 1998 release from Warner.
Yeah, it's a good Warner one.
Really cool. I have the DVD, but Blu-ray, but that's a great cover. This was shocking, if you recall.
Yep.
There were 2 men kissing. Yep. Reeves kisses Michael Caine. It was crazy back then.
Yep. Everyone lost their minds.
Yeah. Widescreen Footloose.
Ooh.
Just to have.
Man.
Not
late
that
release.
Hard to find, but I like Zero Effect.
Yep.
This is another one I do not remember, so I'm curious.
Does it have the commentary on it?
Good question. I don't think so. I do have the Snapper DVD.
Yes,
maybe
that's what I had.
Yeah.
I just remember he would drop words throughout the commentary, and if you made it to the end of the commentary, you could reveal the hidden phrase, and it was like that distant rumbling is the sound of a timpani, I think, or that rumbling you hear is the sound of a distant timpani. Yeah.
Wow. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Zeffirelli, Paramount.
That's a nice transfer. I've got that one.
Yeah, it was top of mind. My son had read it in school. They showed him the DiCaprio one. He has now read Gatsby and Romeo, and he's seen both the DiCaprio versions.
I just finished Gatsby, so I'm about to watch the DiCaprio because I haven't seen it before. So
never saw it. Oh wow!
And I just finished reading it like last week, so it's perfect timing.
I did a double take. This came up, I think, in a Whatnot show. I don't even know it existed. This is an AC3 reissue of Guys and Dolls.
Oh wow!
I literally thought it was fake. I thought, like, is that the soundtrack?
That banner looks 80s at the top.
That's confusing.
It doesn't match any other edition of another.
There's a THX logo.
What?
Yeah, and look at this hype sticker.
My goodness.
Widescreen.
255.
96.
This came out 96.
Did you slip into the alternate laser dimension, Vinny?
Right?
You're
That's
getting all
what it
these.
feels like. I mean, it is rare that between all of us that we see something we've never seen. That was bizarre.
And it's super cheap.
Yeah.
And then just a widescreen splash.
That one I have. Okay.
Which is made me think for that tenth of a second that I should get all the
noticed.
In addition, I was going to collect all the Twin Tower covers and all the Hollywood sign covers. Then I'm like, there's way too many.
Hey,
there's got to be too many.
I'm starting the Hollywood sign collection.
You should do it, right? You probably have them all in your. You don't even know it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. These are on a lot of them, and then the Hollywood sign's got to be. I saw it on the Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Fatal Beauty.
Fatal Beauty. It's in there, so it's probably in a bunch more.
Poor Hollywood sign got like burned up or whatever in that 19.
Yes, in 96.
In 96, yeah.
On fire.
Oh my god.
That's it.
All right.
Lasers. Yeah.
What's Marcus got?
All right. So I got a large lot of music discs.
Ooh.
And so music wise, I focus quite a bit on jazz, R&B, soul, and hip hop. And in the latter, there seems to be like a sweet spot for Laserdisc between like 89 and 93, 94. Yeah. There's a lot of R&B and hip hop Laserdiscs out there. Not a ton, but that's what we got. So I got a lot of 20, which is just incredible that they would all be for sale at the same time.
Yeah.
And I already had half of them, so those will be going up for sale. But these are the other half that I did not have in my collection. And some of these are Japanese only, not US.
Nice.
So new edition.
Oh, sick.
Past and present. So you can tell like they're much older than they were in the 80s when they were teenagers.
Yeah.
So this would be later in life for them in the 90s. Next one. This cover is awesome. Belle Biv DeVoe.
Snap.
So it's got Poison on it and other, sick hits.
Amazing.
And the fashion on these covers are pretty awesome too, like the Giants hat here.
Oh yeah.
That he's wearing.
That's sick.
Next one. This is there was a music video that came out in like 90, I think it was like 91, 92. Stop the Violence, the video. And so the folks we got on there, KRS-One, Dougie Fresh, Flavor Flav, Heavy D.
Nice. Any with the boys or just Heavy D by himself?
Just Heavy D by himself, not the boys.
Was there boys?
TV?
And so I think this is the video, the actual videos on here, and then the making of, and kind of the intent of the video, which was essentially to curb violence in the inner city, communities. That was the point of the video, to try and encourage people to kind of put down the guns.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. That's cool.
Oh my gosh. That just reminded me of this really ridiculous line from Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man. Damn Tech Nines, and throws the guns.
Yeah. Throw them away. Don't use those Tech Nines.
All right, next one. Speaking of Heavy D and the boys.
There they are.
So this was the only one that I did not have.
Wow.
And I think the craziest thing about this look at these look at this wardrobe that they're wearing.
Yeah.
So I actually had a raincoat in middle school, so it would have been between 92 and 95. That was like just like this. It was clear. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like my sister and I had matching coats, and we couldn't wait for it to rain so that we could wear it. It was absolutely ridiculous.
That's amazing.
But that was the style back then.
Oof. Yeah.
Killer.
This one, I rarely even see photos of this disc, but Cool Mo D.
Whoa.
Oh.
Never seen that.
Funky Wisdom.
That's cool.
So super hard to find.
Yeah.
Hip hop disc.
I remember those glasses of his.
Yeah, the Cool Mo D shades were the iconic. I never had some myself, but I couldn't rock those.
All right, here's another heater, Crisscross.
Wow.
Whoa.
On LaserDisc.
Gonna make you jump.
Come up often.
Mac Daddy make you jump.
Yeah, I wore my pants backwards.
You kind of had to for a period. What, 92, 93 maybe?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think the last one of the bunch, this one, hardly see this one either. A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh my gosh, that's sick.
Hard moving butts in Europe. Love it.
Pretty special.
Wow.
That's rad.
So I was super pumped to find all of these. Like I've been on the hunt for all of them, but to find them all in one lot was awesome.
Yeah, it's a sweet find.
Yeah. All right, and then I got just a few more outside of that. I got In the Heat of the Night, Japanese.
Ooh.
I already had the
cover.
US version, but did not have the Japan release. I really like this cover.
Yeah, I love that art.
Yeah. Looks like I think this one was released later than the US one, if I recall.
So it might be a nicer transfer. Yeah.
Might be a nicer transfer. I'll have to compare. Then the next one, this is a Cynthia Rothrock that is not easy to come by. Fatal Passion. Rothrock and her, she does, martial arts in this, but she gets kind of a little bit steamy in this as well. Here she is. Yeah, both images of her laying down and lingerie.
She doesn't do that on many covers. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Usually striking a.
Exactly. And I think this one is it's Indonesia. It says Indonesia right there. Yeah.
Wow.
And then my last one of the bunch, I'd been on the hunt for this for a while. Not easy to come by. Fortress of America.
Ooh.
I forgot about that movie.
I didn't even know this existed on LaserDisc.
Oh yeah.
I think somebody posted it on the Facebook group a few years ago, which turned me on to it. But it doesn't really pop up that often. So I was fortunate enough to have somebody who tracked it down.
I think it's Hong Kong.
88, 89, I'm thinking.
Oh, wow.
I swear I saw that on a cable, but I might be hallucinating.
I've never seen it. But it's got KKK in the title, so that's got to be in my collection.
Shout out to Q.
No doubt. Ryan, wasn't there a Blu-ray or 4K?
Yeah, there's a really nice Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But the LaserDisc is just great. The cover is great. Everything about it.
So that's it for me for LaserDisc this month.
Heavy hitters. Hayden, what do you got? Drop some heaters.
I got some heaters. First of all, Grandma came in clutch.
Yes.
Got me the Star Trek animated box set.
Yes.
Shout out to Grandma.
Yeah.
I know.
Crushing it.
Those are cool.
And then got a couple of Godzilla discs. Got the 80s analog Godzilla vs. Hedorah, aka Godzilla vs. Smog Monster.
Still need that.
Are you trying? Like, is there a point where you will have every Godzilla disc? Is that something you're trying to do?
I hope so. I sure hope so.
Okay.
Yes, I'm actively trying to get all of them. At least all the ones that Toho. No, there's on LaserDisc there's 22 films, not counting the American demake with Matthew Broderick, and each of them got released at least twice. So
analog and then digital.
Yeah, and then digital, and some of them had CAV box sets and stuff. So
and there's US dubs too, right?
Yes.
A lot of them did get US dubs. I'm not as because most of the US ones are pan and scanned on top of being dubbed. But if I get them, then that's just kind of a bonus.
That's like the last hurdle. Like when you're like complete and we're like, you're not complete yet. You'd be like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly. Once I'm at the point where y'all are, harassing me about not being complete, then I'll go after all the dubs.
Perfect.
But then I got the 80s analog Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla with this amazing artwork by Yuji Kaida. I wish he did. Do what?
It looks like it was made yesterday. It's amazing.
I know.
It was. These two copies are very clean, and this seller has these very nice, just like pristine sleeves for them they're not like the cloudy kind, but they're also not the kind with the resealable flap. So it's fine by me. But I wish they would have used Yuji Kaida's artwork for all the old LaserDiscs. He did almost all the VHS releases when they got reissued, but for some reason they only used his artwork on some discs. But,
very nice.
And then Maxine hooked me up with a few discs. Got Lawnmower Man Director's Cut.
Nice.
Which I remembered the other day, Sam mentioning there's a cyborg monkey in this cut of the movie. So I realized I remembered I needed this. So
he thinks he's a comic book character named Cybo Man. So that's Jeff, he's like, it's Cybo Man.
Cybo Man?
Yeah, Cybo Man.
That's incredible. I can't wait to watch that.
It's great. It's going to blow your mind.
Imagine he thought he was an English pop star.
What's that?
I said, imagine the monkey thought he was an English pop star. Chris would laugh.
Good one.
And then Maxine also got me Predator, which I have not seen. So
classic.
Ever?
Ooh. Nope, never.
Great transfer,
We've done
too.
an Arnold episode. We should do like an entire Arnold episode.
I know. We've done like every Michael Keaton LD, but not Arnold.
Yeah. And then I know this is, it's a good thing Chris isn't here because this is probably the rarest, most expensive late release ever made. The Fantasia box set. Which Maxine was very kind enough to check and make sure Side 5 was not defective because according to 2 dinguses on LDDB, that is apparently a problem. So,
do I have your authorization to drop in the Fantasia box GIF here?
Yeah. No, maybe don't put that on.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Am I the only one on the podcast that does not have a copy of Fantasia?
Oh, I don't.
I don't have it.
I don't personally.
I've sent everyone to Altman.
Yeah, so I send all of them to Altman.
I have seen this movie
2-disc.
I have the 2-disc one, and that was the. So I watched this movie when I was 4, and I thought this was the most amazing thing ever made. I thought this is what a real movie must be like.
Yes.
Then I watched it again when I got into LaserDisc. I got the 2-disc CLV one. Got that same feeling again. So I've been meaning to get the CAV box set. So Max was kind enough to hook me up with that. This has all the extras and everything with it. So it's very clean.
Most of those boxes look like they were run over by a truck, but that one is really good.
Yeah, I don't know what American LaserDisc collectors were on with box sets. They don't seem to have understood that, they paid a lot of money for these.
I know, right?
Should have taken care of it.
That one's just so hard to shell that it just always
that one's
gets
so tall.
Corner.
Yeah, thankfully I have these boxes up here. I can just sandwich it in between these ones up here, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah,
perfect.
That's all I've got for LaserDisc.
Nice, Maxine, bring the heat.
Okay, well, if someone needs another Fantasia box set, I have more. And
they are supplier.
Yep. I have like 2 at least that are sealed. So just putting that out there.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna get them, we might as well get them sealed.
Yeah, and I have some totally rocked ones for sure.
Send that one to Vinny.
Yeah. Actually, I'm using the VHS. Someone in a collection I got a long time ago mistook the VHS box set version of Fantasia for LaserDisc, included it. I'm using it as a pillar to hold up a loose shelf.
That's great.
Putting it to work.
It's putting it to work.
That's its ultimate purpose. That's perfect.
Okay, we've got Killer.
Whoa.
Nice.
It looked
purple.
Is that New York?
Yes. Are they there?
There you go. I think so.
We noticed
on the right.
Oh yeah, over on the right, right?
Yeah.
Is that one tower?
Jacket's like covering. Yeah. There's 2.
Yep.
Notice them. They're there. Yes. Okay. We've got Perfect
Speakman.
Weapon.
Yes.
Quality.
Love Speakman.
Yeah, that's a late night Cinemax staple.
Hangfire?
I had that, but I sold it. I kind of wish I had held on.
Why would you get rid of Lou Ferrigno in anything?
Oh my god!
And it's got Jan Michael Vincent. I don't know.
It's like Koto's in it.
This is a good cast.
It was like back, and it's got a sick cover too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good cover.
It's wild.
It's like back in the day where you're like, yeah, whatever. I'll pass it on to someone who needs it. Oh wow,
such a bad cover.
I know, right?
Face Slater. He looked at his face. Why did I pick this fucking shot of him? Look, he's
that's so great. He's like, what?
He's like, why are you choosing me, guys?
Martin Sheen is like dad astronaut in the background there. Dad astronaut.
Dadass.
Yeah. That's another movie. Oh, nice.
I didn't tell him.
Nice. That one's hard to find.
Yeah,
really?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. I never kept this. I've had it before, but this was so the whole lot that I got recently, all of these are just so clean.
Yeah, might as well keep them.
Yeah.
Too much sun.
Too much sun. I don't know that one.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Guys, I was here for Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ. Wow.
Ralph Macchio.
What?
This is that, and Poodles. That's really what sold me entirely. Wow. And of course, Studebaker on the front doesn't hurt, but the Poodles and then this Robert Downey Jr.
Like probably right after that movie, Downey just got into drugs.
Yeah, Eric Idle's.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that at all.
He got the pictures from Idol.
Yeah. I've had this before. I got talked out of keeping it before.
No, you're keeping this one. Keep this one.
This one is crispy clean.
I know somebody who's looking for it.
Who's looking for it?
Our buddy Steve.
I know someone who's always looking for it.
He always wants to get it back.
Yeah.
Maybe he's talked me
try
out
and sell it constantly.
I'm not gonna
hold on to that one.
Don't talk me out of this stuff. I have Shaggy Dog.
Nice.
This is sealed.
I've got that.
This is sealed, so we're gonna definitely open this.
Yeah, I like that all the Love Bug ones with that same kind of cover design are nice too.
There's a whole kind of like series of these zones.
Yeah.
This one.
Ooh, I don't have that one. That's good.
That is a terrifying cover.
I think I have another.
He's coming for you, Betty.
I have seen so many clips from this movie. This freaking dog does kung fu and beats the crap out of people. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I had to own it.
Yeah, that's classic.
It's like a real dog, and then they cut to a shot of a guy in a dog suit, and it's the Shaggy dog suit, and he's just beating. It's just like, oh my god, it's legendary.
Gonna give Vinny nightmares. No way.
Yeah. Poor Vinny.
It's so funny. Another one.
Nice.
Yes.
Reissue.
Yes, many occasions let go to others.
Yeah, you gave me one. Like years and years ago.
I don't need this, and I was like, I'll let it, I'll get it again, and here it is.
Still last I knew, like the special features on that aren't on any Blu-rays or anything, I think.
Oh well, now I feel extra cool keeping it.
Hold on to it.
Ooh. Okay, more dog related, but wolf.
Ooh.
Another one where the cover has always enticed me, but I never knew anything else. It seems like it's a lot older than the cover made me feel like it was.
Yeah, right. Like they're trying to spruce it up, like the hot new wolf movie.
Yeah, but maybe we'll like it.
Syndrome did that one.
Did they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's one of their VSAs. So a hard case. So
well, it's a lovely 74 minutes, so it's not very long.
Perfect.
We got Siesta.
Ooh.
Sounds sleepy.
But
bloody.
Yeah, who's the bloody dude there? He looks fun.
That
Julian Sands and Grace Jones is what sold me on this one.
Oh, Julian
Grace
Sands
Jones.
for sure.
Nice.
Oh, Grace Jones is in that.
Grace Jones, yeah.
Why isn't she on the cover?
Well, she should
isn't that
be.
Gabriel Byrne on the cover?
Oh man, yes.
So, here's the cast names.
Oh,
Jodie
Rossellini's in there. Martin Sheen, back from space.
Yeah, Jodie Foster for some reason.
Is that Alexei Sale from The Young Ones? Is in that?
Ooh, it is. It is.
Weird. That's the dude in the blood. That's the guy. He's their landlord on The Young Ones.
Oh my gosh!
You watch that show.
And it has Miles Davis music in it, so this one to me,
oh,
very interesting. So maybe a sleeper of a interesting film here.
Sleeper, siesta. Got it.
Okay, and I've got this one, which is not in a sleeve. I will put it in a sleeve. It was just loose, but it's the Jetsons' first episodes.
Oh wow, sick.
I've been wanting for a long time, and maybe I'll commission Hayden to make a good
Nice. Is that
We'll
like
just let
60s
Hayden
Jetson
know.
or
Ooh.
80s Jetsons? Yeah.
Well, it's the first episodes. It's 62 program
So
content.
it's a vintage. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Orbity, but
I mean, it's kind of a throwaway cover, to be honest. It's like almost a completely green cover with this little micro, literally this small.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Like not, so I didn't really care that it was missing. I just wanted the disc, but and then yeah, I kept Enter the Dragon.
Nice.
I still need that one too. Yeah.
Another one
That's a good one.
Soon. I'll have to look.
I got the snapper case.
And I think that's that's enough for now.
Sick. All right. Excellent pickups, everyone. All right, you ready for some hot topics?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Get ready to dive into the world of hot topics. I think first we should start off with the fact that Vinny is a world star YouTuber now. You should check out his channel. What's your channel, Vinny?
Oh yeah. Watch Lightbulb Films.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got
I did my collection.
Watch Lightbulb
Films. Yeah, there's a link on LDF.
Okay.
You did
I did
a Scorsese one, right?
Video, yeah. And I figured I'd just keep going and just did A through Z, and then I'll do Criterion Japanese. I only have roughly 1,000, so I can actually do this within a month. Be done.
And then buy more discs, obviously,
sure.
and continue.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's a limited series. Get in while it's hot.
That's right. Yes.
And do you have a Patreon or anything? Paywall
Not
stuff?
yet, but I probably should.
LinkedIn bio.
Yeah.
Yeah. LinkedIn, OnlyFans.
I haven't even figured out how to do the like, subscribe nonsense.
Yep.
But I'll get there.
Yep. You're a big fan of making fake LDs. What do you think of the current trend of a deluge of fake Tarantino LDs that's been hitting LaserDisc?
Came back to bite me because I don't know if he reached out to you, Ryan, but it came to me as like, hey, people are complaining. What should I do? And I'm just like, it's like, I can't really.
I just turned off the commenting on one because
right.
Somebody was reporting it. I'm like, I'll just turn off comments. Like, it's cool. Let it go for a couple days.
Yeah. Just
okay. As
like, don't do it every day.
Okay, I could see maybe people complaining about that, but like,
I think that's
for me personally, when I Photoshop a fake LaserDisc cover and I make it look like I physically have it and I post it as a fake pickup, it's not a success until someone gets mad that I'm lying and I'm deceiving everyone and everything. That's once that happens, then the post has reached its purpose.
Yeah. But I also pointed out that you've got to be accurate. Don't do like a Warner cover for a Universal title.
Yeah, right.
This is important when it comes to fake shit.
Yeah,
you got to fake it right.
Fake it properly. Yeah. Get that right top banner.
Yeah. Put your little fake lasers at the bottom of the post, and as long as you've got that, it's an appropriate thing. Everyone can laugh at it and get mad at it. It's fine.
Right. My Instagram is called Fake Lasers. So go there, and there's one from Hayden is on there. So it's fun, but it's also why I avoid April 1st too.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. But so we've had
the fake LaserDisc players come out with the DVD, the Blu-ray, and the LD combo players. There's always that post.
Yep. You do more of those.
We didn't get that one this year. Finally,
no.
Yeah.
Yes, get on that. Hayden, make a fake LaserDisc player next year.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I'll get on that.
That'd be fun. Yeah. So we had a Kill Bill LD Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah. He wanted to do all 10, all 9.
Yeah, like Inglourious Bastards, and did he get all the way? Did he do Hateful Eight?
He finished them today.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Hateful Eight that I did, but I did it as Japanese.
Oh, that was
better.
Great.
Did you have a actual katakana with proper Hateful Eight on the
I
movie?
just grabbed an obi from something else because I think it had the letter 8 or the number in it or something.
Oh, yeah, he had the
soundtrack art.
A duffel bag, yeah.
Very cool. Let's see what else is going on. Our buddy Tae Chong is killing it. Lots of content daily. Crushing it with I forgot what the exciting things this week were. Stuff about gatefold jackets.
The sleeves.
Yeah.
sleeves.
Oh, the
you
sleeves.
saw.
Yeah, he was he found a clothing shop, right?
Right.
That was giving away
Yeah.
plastic bags or
Sleeves.
something. But yes, beware.
I was amazed that he's actually selling. It seemed like he sold this to someone, right? Or someone met him somewhere, bought discs from him.
Yeah, somebody met
I
him
think,
somewhere or something.
Yeah, he had some meetups. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so he is actually in the hobby.
He's real.
Yes. But yeah, beware of just random plastic with your collections, because if it's something that will outgas, it can damage your stuff. So
that's
watch out. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I take all the PVC sleeves come off of all my picture discs, LPs, and stuff like that. Because eventually those things are just going to get soft or get hard and lose the softening agents and just spit it out onto your disc. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, and it's like you can't clean it off either. It's like your disc gets like plasticized essentially.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's as bad on LD as it is on LPs. Maybe not, but
I don't know. I haven't experienced that yet. That's very horrifying.
Yeah, I dodged a few bullets in my LP collection because a lot of picture discs and just specialty discs, like a lot of record store day stuff, come in these super thick PVC sleeves, and they're really not designed to last forever. So they look great when you buy them, and then after a while, So I've heard horror stories of dudes like pulling out their like classic Beatles records, and like one side of it is just covered with like a plastic film, and just makes this scratchy sound when you play it. Yeah, it's good times. So yeah, watch out. That might happen to your LDs too if you put like weird plastic on it.
Do that.
His wheelhouse seems to be kind of what ifs, a lot of what if questions. Imagine if this happened, and he seems to pass by places that have electronics and things, and make him think of.
He sees LaserDisc and everything. He sees the opportunity to philosophical quandaries regarding LaserDiscs. He's on a level I wish I could be on.
It's free flowing thought right into our group.
There was good talk about Sony's SDDS format. So, because there was a LaserDisc that he was posting that had like the poster art on a bootleg, and so of course it had all the theatrical sounded formats on the bottom. He's like SDDS, and we're like, no, there were no SDDS LaserDiscs, sadly. But shout out to Andy if Andy's watching, because he's got some SDDS processors. So
wow,
one of the few people, because I mean I don't know anybody that has any of those except for Andy.
Your stuff.
Yeah, I used to go to Sony Theater in Boston. It was the only place I knew that had SDDS. It was like the competitor to Dolby Digital and DTS at the time, but it just kind of tanked. But good times. What else is on the list? Someone was asking about the R7G and the grinding issues. I think we determined that if it makes weird plastic kind of scraping, kind of crunching sounds when it's changing, it's the spindle motor dying, because it's like slowing down and it makes like a weird kind of grinding, crunchy noise. I haven't changed my spindle motor, but I've been meaning to do it. It only does it on CLV discs. So if you play like a CD or a CAV disc, it's fine. But I've heard DVLs do it too, which makes sense because like they're kind of sharing some of the same R7G guts. But I don't know what it is with those spindle motors, if they just all kind of die early in those later models, but a lot of people have R7Gs that make that weird kind of crunchy grinding sound. Whereas like a 704, that'll just squeal when the motor goes bad.
Yeah.
Is the run on R7Gs over? We were sort of hoarding them for a while, or protecting the ones that were out there, and everyone's got them at the same time.
I got my one back there. I wouldn't mind having a couple more because it's a cool player.
I got a secondary one right here that just showed up not long ago.
Yeah.
So 2 for me on that.
How many you got, Ryan?
I just have one, but then I have like 47 other players, so
yeah.
I mean, I've got like 2 in the room over there, 2 there, 1 upstairs, 3 there, whatever.
Do you have an R7Gs, Marcus?
I only have one, and it arrived busted, unfortunately. So
they're super lightweight, which is like kind of a plus and a minus. They're like a fun player to like toss into a different room or bring around with you, but they don't always ship well, depending on.
Yeah, the backstory behind it is I ordered it right as things shut down for COVID. and it took like 5 months to get to me. So it got tossed around everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I do need to pick up another one, but it hasn't been a priority.
Yeah, they're cool players for sure. Hayden, you don't have one, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
You should get one. All the cool kids are doing it.
I'll send your grandma.
See if grandma can find one.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
Plant that seed, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to grandma again.
Yes.
So that's it. I'm excited by like our kind of new hot poster is Ryan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's gotten into LD. He's got a sick, a decent Panasonic 670, but he's been like buying everything to kind of clean up this one like Samsung TV. He's got like a Samsung frame or something, but he does have a plasma TV that it looks good on perfectly already. So, but he's still going on this journey. So I think he just got the RetroTink 4X Pro. And I don't know, every day I'm just excited by this journey to LD completion. I think he got it going.
He hasn't used the search button because like I feel like there's a lot of people that have done the exact same thing he's doing right now. The posts are there. Like
the fun thing is apparently he discovered that there's like some sort of preset that you can that's either loaded into the RetroTink 4K or somebody has access to and you can load in that's like built for LaserDisc supposedly. So that's kind of fun.
Didn't Peter debunk the RetroTink?
See, that's the thing. Peter got the previous models. I don't think Peter ever touched the 4K. I think he did like the 5X Pro
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of moved beyond.
Okay.
Speaking of hot topics, like Peter did appear on a pretty fun roundtable video with other home theater and projector enthusiasts. What was the name of the channel?
I don't know. I was just watching in the background so that he got views.
I'll put it on under here. Yeah. So if any of you like old school Wolfpackers remember Peter from our first season, he's kind of pushing the envelope of projectors and 4K and processors and stuff. So he had a really cool it was like an hour long.
It's Nothing Personal with Inside the Screening Room's epic Colorado Springs projector shootout 2025. There you go.
Nothing's personal. That's right. Yeah. It was a fun view. So yeah, shout out to Peter. But anyways, yeah, he took a look at the RetroTink 5X, and I think that's still on LDF if you want to search it. He kind of didn't really feel that it added much to LD. But
as it stands, the current reigning champ is the Kramer 773.
7.3.
Yeah, I got one behind me.
And if you get an Onkyo receiver that has all the great stuff,
which you've got now, right?
I do, yeah. I got a 819. I think there's an 809 and then an 819. So it came out later enough that I could use it. It's my main.
You're actually using the full board, yeah. Yeah, I've got a Kramer, and there's also like I think a couple different variants of the same comb filter, like the 771 maybe or something, and then there's like a little baby one. I think it's the 460 or something like that. It's like a little smaller version. It doesn't have as many switching options and all that stuff. It's a 773, but I don't know. Yeah, I got the 773. Yeah. It seems to do okay.
Someone should get the RetroTink and
that's the thing. It's
compare it for us.
Because Peter was our guy. He would buy every single it didn't matter if he thought it was going to be bad going into it. He would buy every single processor option from Extron all the way up to
I would get all the scraps.
Yeah, and then when he'd end up selling this stuff, we'd get it, or he'd just donate it to us. Yeah,
I stopped at the Extron and the the DVD.
Extron was cool. Yeah,
Ferrugias were pretty. I mean, I was kind of digging the Ferrugia NRS.
I had that forever until
I had one. I had a 1010, I think it was.
Yeah, the did you have the one with the DVD player built in? Anybody have that one?
I had that one. That was Peter,
pretty cool.
I had the 1510.
So those were like the kind of hot tickets for a while, and then I don't know, it's moved on beyond that. But the Kramer is kind of the current king. But don't get the 728 if you want to use the comb filter, because that doesn't have the good comb filter. Yeah, the 773 is the one. What else? Oh, somebody was asking about Pioneer remotes. And cross-player capabilities and compatibility. But
know a lot about this.
Yeah, because I'm always interested in the audio section because they changed the audio layout early 90s, because like from when DVD or no DVD when digital audio got added for like CD video, they used to have 3 buttons for the audio. So it's like you would have one for like selecting analog and digital, and then there was like 2 other ones. And then eventually they changed it so it was just like 2 audio buttons instead. Yeah. So if you really want to like listen to your commentary tracks and stuff like that, like you got to make sure they are compatible. Like you could hit play. I could probably use my like LDS1 remote to hit play on something newer, I'm guessing. I don't think I've tried, but
a lot of the remotes, as long as it's from within literally like I think of honestly about a 5-year zone.
Yeah.
The Pioneers to Pioneers work, and if it's a Pioneer rebrand, it'll likely work. Like I have a couple that are obviously a rebrand inside, and it's just if I press the power button to turn off my R7G, it turns on the other one, and it's not even a Pioneer. It's a Denon.
Yeah, Denon's. Yeah, I know. I've had that problem sometimes because I do have my EXO like on the floor, way away from my R7G. So thankfully,
that's not cross.
I don't catch it. But there's been a couple of times I've been a little loosey goosey with my aiming, and then on comes all my Pioneers. Yeah, at the same time. Which is not good. But yeah, so if it says like, if the model number is like CU-CLD, it's probably going to work. But yeah, the audio layout changed. So
yes, this is true.
Yeah. And then like certain players have different buttons, or like some of the older ones have the spin wheel on the bottom.
Yep.
Like
some don't have it.
And the W1, they each have like slightly different buttons. Like the W1 has the A, B, C, D.
And the wheels on the top.
Yeah.
There we go.
And yeah, the older ones like to have the stop. A lot of buttons have the stop and eject on the same button.
Yes, most of them in my experience have that shared button for the
stop and eject. Yeah. I don't know which models I have to have the stop button, but I know I have at least 1 or 2.
How about Panasonic remotes? I have a Panasonic that doesn't have a remote.
More proprietary, so that's definitely the whole machine is pretty well feeling proprietary. So I would say that, and then maybe even like a there's weird Samsung models. Same thing, kind of needs a Samsung remote, but
my Panasonics, especially from I don't know, well, most of the ones I've had are all from that same kind of period from like early '90s. So they all work kind of among other Panasonic models. But, and all the rebrands. I've got a Quasar and a Runco and a Panasonic. They all work on Panasonics, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, so just be aware of that, because I mean, I always feel bad when people, get a player and they're like, they want to listen to a commentary track, or it's like, they can't. Yeah, it's like, sorry, you need the remote because there's nothing on that front panel.
Bare minimum, if you get a learning remote, like any of the Harmony, like modern day models, or even a couple, like you can even go honestly about 10 years back on a Harmony model of learning remote and still have great success with that. You can log in the exact model of your machine, and it puts the correct things, and you can assign button placement and all of that, and then you can absolutely have the commentary for anything, and get away with that easily. But
if you don't want to do it either, there's those guys that just have generic replacement remotes, and they map the buttons themselves, and it's like they're $25. And I know, get a Harmony, but if you want to be lazy
at that point, like just get an old Harmony. It's worth it,
because you get a lot of those. Perfect.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I've got this one's mapped for my Pioneer Elite Plasma, because the only way to get to like the service menu to see how many hours are on the Plasma for this particular model, you kind of have to have the service remote. So this is mapped to the service remote for the TV.
Yes, that's smart.
Which is impossible to find. Like you can't find.
That's a whole. I have wacky. I have them right here, actually. My Pioneer service remotes for the players.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good stuff. I am impressed with like some of the weird old devices that I've been able to find OEM remotes for.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it took me a while to find an LDS1 remote. That was vaporware for a while.
Yeah.
But
I know I have a lot of numbers of remote models in my head of all.
Oh yeah. And the 68 always shows up. There's like 1,000 CU CLD 068s.
Now
when you're looking for the 098, you see the 68.
Yes, it's true.
Because the 98 I was looking for a while, because that's
98 is hard. That's a
703, 704.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's you gotta have that one, and it's got the lighted button on the side, which is sick.
It does, yeah. I like that. My XO has a lighted button on the side too.
That's one of the best things, or the glow in the dark buttons. There's a couple that I think have glow in the dark buttons. So.
Yeah, the play and a couple other ones will glow in the dark. Yep.
That's sick.
And then there's the jog and the shuttle selectors sometimes have a little button that glows like red.
Yes, and the lower corner.
Yeah.
The DVD model ones, you can get away with using almost any Pioneer DVD model will control a DVL. Obviously not for LaserDisc, but like, yes, sort of, because it just doesn't have the side flip button. So as long as you're just letting it play through, you can absolutely use a regular Pioneer DVD model remote, but you can't flip sides with the buttons.
Yeah, DVLs is where it gets weird, because now that's a whole new world. So.
Yes, but at least there's room for options there.
And final hot topic: can sealed discs have rot? Was a question that came up recently.
Sure.
Schrodinger's rot.
Absolutely.
Yes. And yes, the shrink wrap does not protect the disc from whatever already happened to it in the pressing plant, or and of course some of them have little holes on them anyway, so air gets in there. But the very first disc I bought was Alien 3. It was a Techna disc, and it had speckling for the first 5 minutes, and I was like, "What's this?" I didn't even know laser rot was a thing because it was 1993. I just powered through it and just dealt with it, and then it was like years later I figured out what was going on, but I didn't even think to return it because I was like, whatever. It clears up after 5 minutes. So. But yeah, shrink wrap isn't going to save you.
No, definitely not.
Nope.
Sorry.
Plus, you don't know how it was stored. Anyways.
It could be warped inside there. There's many things other than rot that are possible. So
or left in a garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 degrees. You don't know.
True.
When those things
could have been in high humidity.
Yeah. Yep. That's very true.
Swamp discs, attic, discs.
Yeah, sometimes
I get those bent corners because they leave the shrink on and just did that.
Yeah, I've bought a few shrink wrap discs, but it'll be something cheap, where it's like it's not. I wouldn't go for anything like rare and expensive unopened,
Yeah, I get them in lots a lot, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's fun to open them and everything like that. I've gotten a couple where the entire top is just curled, because so much tension. It doesn't even just crack the edge.
You look
it just
at it from
curls
the side
it.
And it's like that.
Yeah, it's like,
like oh no,
no, so nasty.
I was surprised as I did my video at how many seal discs I actually had.
Oh, really?
But those probably come from lots or from buying.
Yeah.
That I just haven't got around to watching. If they look like they're bent or something, I always open them. Or if you start to see that, when the shrink wrap should sort of like, you could tell it's just stuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to get it out.
Or it's like removing the gloss from the cover.
Yeah. I hate that there's such an emphasis on sealed when people are selling. They'll charge more, and that's just
The only reason is because people frame those.
Yeah.
So it's not to watch at that point usually, or that's the one they're gonna get signed.
Yeah.
Or graded.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God the grading died. Yeah, I mean somebody else is probably gonna.
Well, it was all fake anyways. It was
like
the same like 3 accounts or whatever, but
Yeah, sorry, investment grading services or whatever they were. You guys ready for some Grail Watch?
Yes. Right.
All right, let's do it. Not too many. We got a limited amount of Grails this time. Pioneer Laser Active, obviously always a Grail, right? So.
I mean, I feel like it's not that hard to get, but you have to either have somebody fix it, or know how to fix it yourself. So like, it's more of an effort and than anything. They're always around.
Yeah, mine was about to die when I got it, and Bill recapped the whole damn thing. So.
I'd say the pack is more of a Grail than the player itself.
Yeah, because your Laser Active could be karaoke packed, and it's not really like,
It's like womp womp.
Yeah, exactly.
But like it's like if it doesn't have the right pack, it's like, or if it has no pack at all, I would say that's absolutely not a grail.
Yeah.
It's a shitty single side player that's really,
you might as well just get a S201. Yeah.
It's the same machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside, yeah.
I guess you get the bonus of the optical out, I guess, but
oh man, it's such a terrible video player otherwise.
It's really bad. Yeah.
So
I was shocked. I'd like the 201 more, like video wise, even though they're the same player. But
you would have thought that there would have been like two versions of it, like a really high end, like picture one, and then
the elite
entry level one. Yeah,
I think it probably would have if it like had maybe a different like market. Like same with like I feel like how different the format would be if the W1 really just took off and everyone bought that, and that just became the norm. And
but how much was it
on that exactly? But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, And I think just 1989 or 88, like that's a little too early maybe for the two trays to be like ready for. If it was 95 and there was two tray models, I think people might have had a little more money for that.
Yeah, or even the 93. I think that concept would have taken off better a couple years later. Yeah, for sure.
And it's
because when I got a player, I didn't even know it had been a thing. Yeah,
I know.
It's too early. And then there's that weird one I found from the later 90s when like MSB or somebody was trying to put one out, their own double-sided. And I've got a picture of it. They brought it to CES one year. I got a picture of it in Widescreen Review, and I don't think it
never made it.
It never made it, yeah.
Wow.
But there's like they must have made a demo model or something. But
ooh, that's a grail.
Yeah, I'd love to find it. That would
absolutely be a grail. Yeah.
It had a model number and everything. I showed it in a previous episode. I'll try and
secret knowledge. Let's find it.
Yeah, I'll drop up the logo or
it probably got scrapped. Cap. Like I hate to say it, or it ended up in somebody's like basement, and then their kids threw it away. Like
it's in their attic right this minute.
There was that weird. All the executives of MSB, like, and their children, and that's how.
And the kids.
We're gonna
look. Let's get on this.
I mean, there was that one guy like a year or so ago that had every single like promo or like demo LaserDisc player from like the early 70s, like the old floppy disk ones. And it was like a garage full of them. It was like every variant. It was like a museum. It was crazy. So yeah, maybe there's one out there. Anyways, moving right along. 2000 Maniacs, the Japanese corner obi release.
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Never heard of it.
You can find that. No.
There's one right there.
I've got it. It's like back here. No.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like
it's cool.
It comes up regularly.
It's obtainable.
Not quite grail. No.
All right. Here's one I got to put up the image for when I get it. The super fugly PAL French copy of Halloween with the like really bad like CG looking pumpkin on the front.
So derpy. That's stupid.
I mean, it's got to be rare, I guess, but
yeah,
it's rare, but like it's just goofy. But if you're a collector, at least it's a cool one to have if you want all of them. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it's Halloween completion for sure. But it's like at the end of the spectrum, you've got the Japanese, Michael Myers on the stairs,
so sick,
yes,
and then that PAL one with the goofy derpy pumpkin. That's the spectrum. Here we go. We got a Marcus related grail. My bodyguard got referenced as grail for Craig got it through.
So for some reason, I don't know, Ryan, if you come across that one, but
I probably have and didn't even realize it. I was just like, oh, whatever, and kept going. Yeah. Like I probably sold it for $1 or $2 at a garage sale. Like not joking.
Yeah, Craig asked me to track that one down for him like 3 years ago, and I've been looking for 3 years, and it never pops up. At least from what I've seen.
Well, damn.
You may be right. I just had no clue.
Vinny that must have been a part of your childhood, like it was mine, right?
No,
so it's a Japanese pressing.
Yeah, just a Japanese pressing. The one I got him did not have the corner obi, but it rarely comes up, so I snagged it anyway.
Is it bilingual?
Not, according to LDDB, at least.
Huh.
Okay.
But yeah, classic. Yeah, Chris Makepeace, Ruth Gordon. Matt Dillon, Adam Baldwin.
Right. Baldwin, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I watched that so many times. The Big Lebowski, of course, got dropped as a grail. I think twice.
Sure.
Yep.
Ooh.
I mean,
it's fairly common. It's probably the most common.
Low level Grail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did we call it? Somebody was calling them like Grail. It wasn't Junior Grails, but it was something like that. It was like Grail Light or something.
Grailish.
Yeah,
Grailish.
Grailish.
I mean, there's one on eBay for $60. That's not a Grail.
Yeah, I know, and it's kind of held that.
Like, I know.
There's so many late releases that used to be $60 that I should have bought in like 2014.
Yeah.
That are now like $300, but that one, no. All right, how about a Last Starfighter signature collection?
Right? Whatever.
Yeah.
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 The Secret of Bigfoot Disco Vision release. The $6 Million Man.
I had that. I once had those and I sold them all, but
that was kind of wouldn't mind having a copy myself. I'm sure it's rotted, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those, I mean, that huge cultural moment for me as a kid.
For sure.
That episode. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The only thing cooler would be if like Adam Baldwin on a motorcycle like showed up and teamed up with Bigfoot and like beat up some bullies or something. Yeah. The Faculty, speaking of schools.
I mean, it's late release.
Yeah, that one's hard to find.
It's hard to find.
Yep. All right. Doubling back to Halloween 3, US copy.
Yeah.
I wasn't here, but that Halloween cover is bananas, but it's fun. I mean, if you are collecting them, you should have it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a conversation starter, right?
I thought someone had photoshopped it. I thought it was.
I mean, it is really, really derpy and bad. Yep.
Someone did Photoshop
it. Yeah, like 1990. It was like first generation. When did Photoshop first launch? Like 95 or something?
I think Microsoft painted, like.
Yeah. Small Soldiers got thrown down.
Again, there's tons of copies of that.
Yep.
Like, still, I mean, it doesn't pop up often if you're like buying collections, but it's there, and under $50.
Fair enough. Stargate.
There's two pressings too.
Well, there's two movies, right? Isn't there two movies called?
No.
Oh no, it's Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, totally different vibe, right?
Yes.
Stargate SG-1 pilot.
No idea.
Yeah, it's
I
outside
don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
US?
I think it's US.
It does not come up often, but I never thought it was expensive or anything.
I mean,
I didn't think so either, but I don't know. Maybe.
Like Rarity Grail, I would say probably, because I don't think I've ever had that. I don't think I've ever even seen that.
I was surprised because it was in the same post with the Japanese Babylon 5 pilot, which I think is a more interesting release than Stargate SG-1, but Stargate got all the heat, but I don't know.
3 copies have sold for $70 in the past couple months.
All right.
But I mean,
is this a Grail?
Again,
no. It might be a Grail.
I mean, I think that like people, if they can't find something that day, it becomes a Grail for them.
Sure. Yep.
Instead of like, you know, this hobby is not a sprint.
Right. I mean, it is for a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's why they burn out.
Yeah. And then finally, Golden Age of Looney Tunes Volume 1 through 3.
No.
1 through 3? Get out of here.
Not 1 through 3. I mean, maybe
4
if
and
you
5 only.
weirdly had 4 and 5 only, and then you're just like, I really can't find them. Then I mean,
yeah, no, I think it was the other way around. I think it was like this was the starter.
Yeah.
That's something I would say sealed. Obviously, box sets sealed matters, just because you want to keep them in good shape. Especially those MGM ones are so flimsy. Once you open them, can't even
MGMs are annoying because somehow they expand.
Yeah, they just blow out.
Yeah, you could never fit like some of those like the Tex Avery is like it's like a clown car. Like the amount of discs that somehow they fit in there.
Yeah,
never fits again. Anyways,
so true.
So yeah,
I want to say though, like I feel like I've found more sealed volume 5s than open volume 5s of like Looney Tunes.
Really? Yeah.
Probably I think because they didn't. It was nobody
like
had
a couple
them in
years later. So the people who did buy them were like just people who bought everything or something.
Yeah, they never got around to watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, never watched it.
Like there was a gap. There was like a hefty gap between 4 and 5, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 years or something. And, but it was weird.
Yeah, my volume 5 is open. Well, the one I kept is open. I have had many that were sealed.
I know. I had some in my hands like a year or two ago, and then
mine might be sealed because I think I like upgraded like a opened but like a little bit of wear to a sealed one because I'm like, oh, I can open it again because I don't care if it's sealed or not.
I feel bad. I mean, I like Looney Tunes, but I just thought, like, yeah, when am I going to watch these things? I don't know.
On a Saturday morning.
I mean, that's a good time. I'll give you that.
That's when I watch cartoons.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm going to watch cool cartoons like Star Trek, the animated series.
True. It's true.
Yeah. Anyways.
Are you guys old enough to know Saturday morning as a cartoon thing?
Yeah.
Like Hayden?
Yeah.
Max, you guys?
Hayden probably.
Yeah, I used to watch Disney one Saturday mornings on ABC.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. When I think Saturday morning, I think broadcast. So I don't think cable.
Well,
yeah,
no, ABC.
It hung out for a while. Yep.
Okay.
It wasn't maybe as iconic as like the NBC, CBS, like that. Well, every channel, every network had a full slate of cartoons.
Yes.
When we were watching. Yeah.
I'd always when they like all end at like the same hour.
Oh yeah,
like,
same time.
Why doesn't like one network go one more hour? Because I was wanting to go outside at that point.
It's like, yeah, all I can watch now is like bowling or some sort of like the one channel might have some educational kind of thing going. Yeah. You're like, oh man. Yeah,
or like you get over and then it switches you to bowling and you're like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to watch this.
And then my mom would be like, bowling, yeah. And I'd be like, oh, come on. Killing me here, Mom.
Hayden, in Demolition Man, they say the phrase low jack. Did that mean anything to you? You know what a low jack is? Yeah.
Oh, I know low jack.
You know low jack? It was like the first thing like you could track your car. So
I know all the jokes around low jack. There's a lot of jokes around low jack.
Do you know what the club is?
Oh, I still have a club.
You know the club? Okay.
Nice.
The club was a thing you put on your steering wheel.
Low jack's pivoted to like
on your brake
GPS devices for security.
So yeah, low jacks just became OnStar. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah. But I imagine I never had one, but it was like you see in a spy movie where they just get a magnet thing and stick it under your car. It could track you.
That's just an air tag now. It's terrible.
Yeah. Right.
Low jacks reminded me like in Demolition Man, it's like you had the scraps or whatever that were like the kind of old school Luddites living underground. And then Johnny Mnemonic had the low techs living with Ice-T up in the bridges. So it's like,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like they both had like the same kind of outsider groups that were just one was below, one was above. So yeah,
they should team up. We should rank the post-apocalyptic outsider groups.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, so many options. Yeah,
love that.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's do some pickups. Non LaserDisc related.
I'm prepared.
Nice. All right, let's see what we got. And
all the Blu-rays lined up.
Ooh, I do have some books.
Ooh.
Let me show those first.
I'm sure you were online on Independent Bookstore Day. Special editions.
I grabbed a copy of Gary Holt from Exodus and Slayer. He wrote a memoir, A Fabulous Disaster from the Garage to Madison Square Garden the Hard Way. Really fun read with a foreword from Kirk Hammett, founder of Exodus and later Metallica guitarist. But yeah, pretty thin. Tore through that in like 2 days. And also finally bought the new Haruki Murakami. I wanted to get that last year, but didn't quite get around to it. The City and Its Uncertain Walls. I think I've already kind of tapped into it a little bit. I think it's already like a spiritual connection to Hard-Boiled Wonderland at the End of the World. So I'm excited because that's like one of my favorite books of all time. So I'm hoping it's great. This one's nice too because the under the jacket it's very glossy and it's not just the usual.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
sick.
Still just as nice under the dust jacket.
I
gotta put that away.
Brooklyn thing ever. When we first opened our Brooklyn store, we had midnight release parties were popular for like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But we did one for a Murakami book.
Oh, sick.
Midnight in Brooklyn. It was just like
streets
or city.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe people showed up, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, in a city, like Boston. I know he's big in Boston too. So, got a bunch of vinyl. This one came in from the West Coast recently. The Voids.
Nice.
Yes.
Little smoky gray variant. I forgot the official title of it. Smoky gray or what it is. But,
I think it's like gray marble or gray smoke or something. But it's the true. If you got that from actual Cult Records.
Yeah.
Like from their website, because there was like so many variants, but that was from actual Cult Records.
Nice. The packaging is great. The booklet inside is huge.
It's sick.
I recommend grabbing a copy of that.
Yeah, and the whole, I mean, that record's great.
Oh, got a couple CDs too. Rebellion Remasters closed shop. Sadly, the guy who ran that he like focused solely on like 80s like synth pop and new wave and trying to bring things that were out of print, that a lot of things that Universal had, MCA Universal. So he did a lot of Oingo Boingo, and then he was just selling out the last of his stock at a little bit of a discount. So I got Danny Elfman's solo, little expanded kind of reissue on CD, and Oingo Boingo's Dark at the End of the Tunnel, which features Try to Believe, which is the Midnight Run theme song with lyrics. So Vinny needs this to be Midnight Run complete.
I probably should get that, yeah.
It's great. It's great CD. And he didn't have much Boingo vinyl left, but I did get a yellow swirl vinyl copy of Danny Elfman solo. I did buy this brand new back in the day too from the store, but it was cool having. So yeah, I think he's just whatever he's got left, he's just selling from his Discogs site. So that's about it. But I think at the end of April, his site died. Of course, April 25th was a big day in my household. So my wife ran out and bought multiple Ghost variants. So we got the Target one, which comes with a slip mat, and I think it's got some sort of violet, and they got different papas on the back. It's like a cell. It's like a little clear thing with a little image, but there's different outfits and stuff like that. So you get the different ones, and then she got like a Hot Topic Bone copy, and then this is like the one directly from the band. I think it's like a splatter. So she got all that.
It got a chrome thing going on, or what's?
Yeah, and the cover's got a chrome, so it's kind of hard to see here, but yeah, so it's reflective. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into it for sure.
That's
what else?
That's big budget.
Yeah, for real. And there's like, I don't know, at least 16 US variants too.
Wow, that's rad.
So I think we're going to probably tap out at 3, but
she
keeps getting inspired by Ryan because he always gets like at least 4 variants of like.
I love that.
Things. So yeah,
I love that. And feed that for her.
Of course, I ran out of records today. I didn't get much, but there was a Tori Amos EP. I think it's like the tracks that they didn't put on the LP of this live show. They kind of like dropped them in an EP, but it wasn't marked, but it's actually got a signed insert, so that was nice.
Cool.
Yep. So I was a big Tori Amos fan. Grabbed that. Grabbed a couple weeks later, I finally got the Motorhead Volume 6, The Lost Tapes, which is the thing I went to record store to get. They keep releasing all these like old Motorhead live soundboard recordings, so they're on the 6th one now. Altman also has it, so shout out to Altman. I'll be looking forward to getting Volume 7 if they do it.
How many bands
got Ace of Spades on it, right?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's check just to be sure. Let's see.
Did they sing Ace of Spades? Wow.
That's what they did.
The final track. They closed the show with Ace of Spades.
It's like their only song.
I mean, yeah. These other 4 sides, it's just blank. It's just etching, and then they just play Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
At the end of the etching. Yep.
There is a great Motorhead song on. So I love the movie Sing Street. I just showed my girls that, and they always want to hear the soundtrack.
Oh, what song is on there?
They always want to skip it because they just want the original stuff from the movie. But Stay Clean is like the first song in the movie.
Stay clean. Cool. Stay clean.
Yeah.
Good jam. Is that on here? No, it's not on here. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. How could they not do Stay Clean?
Yeah, I know, right? Whatever. Speaking of Gary Holt and Exodus, I found a copy of gold vinyl of their new live album, which is actually a kind of recording from 1989 in London that they just revisited and realized just totally slapped. So it's a double LP of that.
That's right.
And I found a clearance copy of their album Blood In, Blood Out from like 2013. I think this is like an anniversary edition. Clear with gold black splatter vinyl.
Ooh.
Yeah, fun. That guy's like gnawing on his arms or something. Yeah. Yeah. Good thrash metal.
Sick.
And this was the one thing I was needing in my Queensryche collection, and I finally found an original 260 Records copy of the Queensryche EP at my local shop. So I'm finally glad to have this. Queen of the Reich, Knight Rider, Blinded, and The Lady Wore Black. So
great.
All the hits. Yeah. So, and yeah, this is like before they EMI or whatever reissued it after they started taking off. I think that's about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what do you got, Ryan?
A couple things. There was Record Store Day,
There
which
was.
people were insane for this one because you had the combination of Taylor Swift and like a Wicked soundtrack that like people were going stupid for. So my local store that I normally go to, they had a kid show up at 8 a.m. the day before.
Snap.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
There?
So like
Newberry, there was a lot of Taylor Swift when I got there. I was surprised.
They, like every store had like 50 plus. So like it wasn't, but yeah, whatever. So like I drove by it, I want to say like 2:15 in the morning because I was like, if I'm in the first 10, I'll stay because I'll get free like Summerfest tickets, which is a big outdoor music festival in Milwaukee.
Ooh.
And there were already like 13 people or something, or 11 people, and I'm just like, oh nope, I'm gone. I went back to sleep and got there like an hour after it opened. So I was like, well, I'm probably not going to get what I want, but we'll see. So here's what I did get. Picked up the Collective Soul Blender.
Oh, wow.
On vinyl. Picked up Chevelle, point number 1.
Wow.
I have a bootleg of this, so it'll be interesting to compare it to this actual release.
An official, yeah.
And then also got Burger Dog.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
So that was a big one for my kids. Not as much for me. And then a couple other things, a little bit more in depth. I got the Zevon box, which I was really looking forward. This is his last 3 albums: Mr. Bad Example, Learning to Flinch, and Mutineer. I want to say like 1 or 2 of them got a European pressing in the 90s, but like there were no US pressings before this. So really, really awesome box. Really cool.
That's awesome. Wow.
I picked up the Blackstone Cherry Record Store Day album.
Wow.
I love that cover.
Yeah, no, like I do too, because they're just like, yep, this is ours. And it's a combination of like some covers and live cuts. So
that's fun.
I got the Black Knight, which is what's his name? Scott
Lawrence film?
Scott Ian, yeah.
Scott Ian and Brendan Small. You might know him too. So yeah, it apparently it's a soundtrack for a pinball machine.
Yes.
Which is just ridiculous. And then I got one more.
I wish that was the soundtrack to the Martin Lawrence film Black Knight.
That would have been wild.
I love that.
Probably a totally different soundtrack then. I was really worried about getting this because like Val Kilmer died right before this, and I was like, oh, people are just gonna grab it. But this is like the full version, not the original, so it's got all the ones with him singing on it.
Oh, awesome! I didn't know that came out.
I understand, and then like the score. So this is extended from what they had originally on vinyl. So that's really cool. So those were my Record Store Day pickups. I got everything I wanted. Went to 2 stores, got it all. So I guess don't wait in line.
I used to have better luck going at noon at my store, but the past couple of years not as much. But yeah,
they had their busiest Record Store days, like both stores. Like, so I guess they just ordered well, or maybe they're just making more of everything, or a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think that like Newberry Comics used to order way more, and I think that was it. The past couple of years, I don't think they've been ordering as much. So by the time I got there, it was a little more picked over.
Yeah, my one store, they get like trucks that show up, like they'll get an entire UPS truck or 2.
Wow.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And sometimes I have the luck where a week later, then the disc I wanted shows up from another store. Yeah,
a couple of one of the stores I follow, if they run out of it but can reorder it and you send them a message, they'll hold it for you and it'll come in like on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, nice.
So that happens too. So
how many resellers are on those lines? Like, what's the percentage?
I want to say probably 20% or maybe a little less. In the bigger cities, it might be more. Like Chicago, I would assume it's more.
Right.
But yeah.
And some shops have limits per, like I think Newberry, you can only buy 1 or 2.
Yeah, person. Like all of our stores are like you can only buy one copy.
Actually, ours is too.
You can come back, you can get another one, but
because I tried to buy one for a friend, and they're like, nope.
Yep. because they think you're going to just sell both of them now.
Right. They'll probably send people to multiple stores.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send out
No,
your
some
squad.
of the people they do that. They like have a
Yeah,
list and they go to every store.
Right. Got it. Okay.
So, I picked this up. This is the original Newfound Glory cover album, and I guess I got all the variants.
Yeah.
But
you gotta get those variants, man.
This is the one EP that I never got an original of, and I just never saw a copy. So it was kind of unobtainium, and then they announced it, but it was the company that screwed up on their last pressing. So I'm like, oh, it's never going to come out. I'll wait a year. And then they're like, it's shipping in a week. And I'm like, okay. And it did. So that's kind of exciting.
Nice.
A couple more records. I showed one of these off. This is the License to Drive soundtrack.
Yes.
Which you
can't. What's on there?
I was just trying to think, what is on there?
Drive My Car.
Yes.
Sweet Surrender. I Feel Free, which is Belinda Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
Time Starts Now. Get Out of My Dreams. Get Into My Car.
Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Crucial by New Edition. One More Dance.
Nice.
I don't know that one. Jazzy's in the House.
Mm.
Not that one.
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Touch and Go by Femme Fatale. And
Whoa.
Make Some Noise by Slave Raider. I don't know that one offhand.
Huh.
Cool.
Good variety.
Yeah.
Crank that up.
Yep. And then
I mean, not right now.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Speaking of cranking it up, this is Sergeant Slaughter and Camouflage with Rocks America.
Wow.
They have some remakes. They have a remake of Love Somebody by Rick Springfield called Love Your Country on here. I can't wait to hear this. I've never heard it. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's an instant grab.
Yes.
I mean, I saw Sergeant Slaughter a bunch of times, and I always thought, like, I wish that guy sang songs. Yeah,
I don't know if he sings or like chants or talks over.
True, yeah, it might be like "Go America."
Yeah,
definitely rapping.
Yeah,
I have a piece of memorabilia that's worthless because no one can verify it. But when the WWF used to play high schools, they came to my high school. Slaughter was there, tag team. I forget who his partner was. But I went up after and I just grabbed the rope. You know, the tag team, they used to use the rope.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, they could only go as far as the rope would go into the ring.
Yep.
So I have this rope that he used that literally no one knows except me.
Yeah. There's nothing like, it's not like written on or special insignia.
So it's just a provenance. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
It means more to you than it would anyone else.
Yeah. Take it on Antiques Roadshow or Pawn Stars and they'll authenticate it.
Right.
All right, I got a couple of movies. First, I picked up an order from Mondo Macabro that I forgot I ordered.
Oh.
This is Bohachi Bushido.
Oh.
I haven't seen that.
And then I also grabbed a Rappi film double feature, so Indonesian warrior films, The Warrior and the Blind Swordsman and The Warrior and the Ninja.
Mm.
So those are going to be just ridiculous.
For sure.
And then I found my missing Vinegar Syndrome order. I for some reason put it underneath DVDs, which meant I was never going to see it.
Oh.
But this was my February order. So White Cannibal Queen.
Wow.
No clue what this is, but like you've got people feeding her in the back.
What am I doing in the jungle? I don't understand.
Yeah, the vaccine is White Cannibal Queen.
And then Possession of Joel Delaney.
I heard a lot about that. That looks interesting.
And that's 4K. And then this one, I think I sent Sam the LaserDisc like 2 years ago. It was
you most certainly did. We worked on that.
Our boy Wings finally made it out.
Woo!
But like I forgot I'd even sent it to you. I'd sent it to you. You'd given it to him, and it just died. And then all of a sudden it came out. So
I thought they were never going to release it.
Yeah, like they lost the rights, or there was an issue with the element, or what? Who knows?
I think the only one they took longer to do was Blade in the Dark. That one was like,
yeah, but that was gorgeous what they did with it. So
yeah, it was worth the wait.
Yep. Damn. And then I got last month's order. So we'll start with the one I think Vinny, did you reference this one?
Nice. Yes, we did mention it.
No,
earlier,
yeah.
I didn't, but yeah.
Oh, Drop Zone. Okay.
So this is the cinematograph. So action film, really cool with the full like slip cover pull out booklet thing. I don't know how well that one's gonna sell, but I thought it was really cool.
They they seem to be bouncing around genres.
That
I thought it was going to be a
label
little
is
more
all over the place. Like,
party. Yeah.
I feel like I pick up like maybe one out of every three.
Now that they have access to Paramount, they've been doing some interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people get pissed because they're like, I don't want a Paramount movie. Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's not even on their like subscription, so don't buy it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And then this is the replacement disc for Demon Witch Child.
Oh.
Apparently there was an issue with it.
That's
Good.
nice.
I love when I don't even realize that there was an issue, and then I get a disc. I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And then this one, Murder Rock. Can I show
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yep. We're supposed to work on that, but just took too long to get the disc.
Yeah. If I could find my copy.
Yeah.
Still don't know what happened to that, but it is 4K. So
yeah, we tried to work on them.
we would have had I not lost my copy. And then Curse of the Voodoo.
Ooh.
And Devil Doll on the other side.
Oh,
so
nice.
that one looks pretty cool. The Nesting, which I think they have a really nice slipcover on.
Thick
That's
cover.
fun.
And that one's 4K. And then I picked this one up. It was I think a VSA, yeah. Igor and the Lunatics. This is a Troma film.
Wow.
So it's got the
Oh my God.
ridiculous
Harpoon?
So, yeah.
Damn.
But those are my pickups. I know the next month's pickups or next like May ones are gonna drop slow because of they're halfway to Black Friday sale, but they've already announced a couple of big ones.
Yeah. Good ones.
Including Dirty Work, which was stuck on like LaserDisc. So
and Jade, everyone's favorite David Caruso film. What do you got, Vinny?
What are we doing? Physical?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some Blu-rays. Not too much.
Digital pickups only, Vinny.
I just
Digital
grabbed this
pickups.
for 99 cents. I didn't know this was ever made. A&E did a version of Magnificent Ambersons based on Wells' script. So they actually made the movie he wanted to make. So I'm curious about it.
Who directed it? Who'd they get? Was anybody interesting?
Alfonso Arau?
Oh, yeah. What did the Arau do? That's killing me.
Madeline Stowe is in this. Gretchen Mol, Jennifer Tilly.
All right.
What year is it from?
Solid.
From 2000?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A&E.
I'd have seen that.
Got some pedigree.
I don't know if I've shown this before. This is the Zone of Interest A24 Digipack.
Nice.
You guys haven't seen this movie yet. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
It's cool.
Badlands Criterion DVD. Great cover.
Yeah, that's
I only
awesome.
had the I only had the LaserDisc. This I got during the flash sale.
Yeah.
I try to get box sets on the flash sale. The Kokra trilogy. Iranian filmmaker makes these really simple movies. One is just called Where is the Friend's House? It's really just this kid forgets his homework and he needs to find it before the next. It's just amazing. Just totally enthralling 80 minutes of this kid looking for his homework.
Oh, and Alfonso Arau is Like Water for Chocolate director.
Oh, right. Okay.
The original.
Whenever I see an HD DVD that's not Warner, I'll just grab it. American Gangster, which I've actually never seen.
Oh.
It's solid, yeah. Actually, I wouldn't mind revisiting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Reds I never saw.
Oh.
So
Same.
I had the DVD forever, but I upgraded. So lots of extras on here too.
Also on cable a lot, but
yeah,
never watched
as
it.
a kid. When was I would never have been interested in Reds.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see it. Cary Grant, I watched this the other night. Really cool. Only Angels Have Wings.
Ooh.
It's very sort of Casablanca-esque. All takes place in this little, port town where they fly. They have these flyers who take mail in and out, and it's very dangerous. But it's like just mail. It's amazing how important it was to get letters in and out.
Cool.
Gotta have this.
Nice.
This has everything, I think.
Conjunction Junction.
Yeah, rolling here.
I'm just a Bill, Capitol Hill.
The multiplication ones are great.
3 is a magic number.
Yes.
For a movie I've never seen more than 30 minutes of, I keep finding it. I replaced this other DVD. I had that 2-disc Pioneer one with a newer one. This is a 25th anniversary edition.
Yeah,
which
4K
has,
yet?
let's see, at least, no, it has at least all three audios.
Dubs.
So
Yeah,
I
or
guess
it's
the first
Japanese.
time I watch it, which should I watch if I ever get back to it?
I mean,
We've
I
got
only watch
Japanese,
it.
original English, and remastered English.
I only watch it in Japanese myself. So
Yeah, that's what I figured. I
Same
wouldn't
here.
do it dubbed anyway. Yeah.
no offense to the Streamline dub, people love it.
Yeah.
But... nice.
Gatsby. This is the Coppola one, which is fine. I always kind of liked it.
I've seen
Redford.
parts of it in school, but
yeah.
I don't think I saw the whole thing. Yeah.
If you're making a Gatsby movie in the 70s and 80s, you're good. Redford's your guy.
I mean, yeah.
100%.
More Redford. I like these Warner digipacks. I have a bunch of these.
Oh, that's a fun one.
This is All the President's Men, which is probably just irrelevant at this point in history.
Sure, yeah.
This was, to think of what this scandal was would not even
like
warrant
nothing. Yeah, that's just like a
day of
Tuesday
coverage
for
today.
us.
Yeah. I got this in Florida at a Goodwill for $4.
Yeah, it's a good release.
Why not? Yeah, I just had the first two alone, but then I figured I'd get this. It has really,
I usually have one on the shelf.
Really well made.
Oh.
Lots of cool extras and stuff.
The Alien 3 documentary is great because it's really gets into the whole nightmare that David Fincher got into making it.
Right. This I had to have at some point. So this is the Wire DVD box, in the original aspect ratio.
Very cool.
5. This is that place I think I should send you pictures. They basically used tape, clear packing tape, to hold all their seasons. So every DVD they were selling of seasons had packing tape.
And you just rip the box. Great.
Yeah. I had gotten almost all of it off, and then at the very end. Some vinyl. I got this for my son, basically just sort of the original diss tracks. This is the Answers album. So you've got the original song and then the response track.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
That's sick. Roxanne.
Yeah, Priority Records, which was Run DMC's label.
Oh.
Yeah, they had some good comps back in the day.
Yeah. This Buffalo Springfield, it's not usually my thing, but I do. Late in life, I kind of finally built a tolerance for Neil Young. I have not built one up for Bob Dylan yet.
Yeah.
So I do love Mr. Soul. So I figured I'd get this.
I mean, for what it's worth, is always good. Buffalo Springfield.
I mean,
too.
Yeah.
Diner soundtrack.
Ooh.
I got these at West Sider Records, if you're ever in New York. So Bruce Eder works there. I don't know if he owns it, but he's basically the only guy in there. He's the guy who did a lot of those early commentary tracks on Criterion. Yeah. So he'll talk to you. He's a fun guy.
Wow.
This is really interesting. Marcus, do you know this record? Joni Mitchell and Charlie Mingus?
Oh, I know.
I know Charlie Mingus, but I don't know that album.
So they collaborated on this. The backstory is crazy. He basically saw the cover of a record she did where she's in blackface on the cover of this album. And it caught his attention. And he was like dying at the time. And somehow they connected, and he's like, he remembered her because of that. So he figured, I want to work with her. And then they sort of came together and made this record. The reviews didn't seem that good, but it's such an interesting backstory. And then I went to Google the original, because that album cover, I think they've since changed her. And she's on the cover dressed as like a man with a hat and mustache and stuff, but in blackface. Bizarre.
Wow, I have to look that up.
This is from like 1980, I'd say, 79.
Oh, wow.
So half of it was recorded when he was alive, and they finished it after he died. This I got just because I was born in 1969, because I'm old. Here are the best songs of 1969.
I mean,
I think there are some, mostly, there's some Beatles here, Hey Jude, and For Once in My Life, The Boxer. But I thought the cover was really cool, because, we went to the moon.
Does it have We Have All the Time in the World by Louis Armstrong? Oh, that's kind of the best of 69 right there.
That's a great song. Yeah, this is, before pop stars went into space. Humans, astronauts went up.
Yeah, we never had any Beatles in space, huh?
Yeah. It's a cool cover. It's a ragtime record. Thought the art was really neat.
Oh.
A lot of cool.
Wow, it's like nice.
So much time into this stuff. Yeah. Surfaces. I don't know if you know these guys, but before my son got totally into rap, this is like the last band he kind of liked and introduced me to that I liked, called Surfaces.
Oh yeah, my kids
art.
listen to that.
Yeah, pretty neat. They're from Texas. Yeah, really interesting.
Oh yeah, I know them.
Yeah,
they're neighbors with me.
Yeah, you hang out a lot.
And then I didn't realize the covers were similar. This is Heaven 17.
Yep.
The debut American album, playing as Band of the Year. It's a value line pricing.
And I've dropped this on Wolfpack before. Their name is a Kubrick reference from a
Yes, that's right.
Sick.
I don't know. Do you know this song, Sam? Does anybody know song 19, Paul Hardcastle?
Paul Hardcastle. Okay, no, I don't.
Really cool. It was a 12-inch. We used to play it on the radio.
Huh.
It's just made up completely of sound drops from like a documentary or newsreel footage about Vietnam.
Mm.
And it opens with this line about in World War II, the average age of soldiers was 26. Vietnam was 19, and they just sort of looped that over.
Wow.
Really neat.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but
yeah, this was common. I don't know, on imports. They sometimes never had inner sleeves.
Yeah,
super thin for 12
yeah,
inches.
the
Anyway.
British ones always had that thin, glossy,
exactly.
sleeve.
No inner sleeve. Yeah,
I know, it drove me crazy. And if you put an inner sleeve in there, it sticks out.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
That's right. They're just a little smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you.
Hopefully it's not as junk.
So,
Please don't be as junk. Okay.
So I had I had stolen this image from a website and made a fake cover for No Time to Die. But then I saw someone on Facebook selling a print of it from Etsy. And it's like numbered, and it came with a certificate of authenticity guy, and he made like 100 or so.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was really cool.
Wow.
Very
Great
retro
throwback,
Roger Moore era. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Great font.
That's it.
Awesome. My wife has still not seen that movie. I need to watch that with her someday.
Wow.
Same.
Yeah.
I used it. That was basically what I just played that intro over and over when I was setting up.
So good. The sound on that is amazing.
Yeah.
Oof.
Really good.
Yeah.
So she's only seen that part a million times.
Yeah. I know. I think when I set up the theater, that was the first thing I showed my parents when they came over. I was like, here you go.
All right.
All right. What do you got? All right, Marcus. I know you got some stuff to show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through records.
All right, let's do it.
That's what I got. So I'm gonna start off with GNX.
Wow.
I do not have all of the color variants, Ryan. I only have the 180 gram
That's fun.
audio file, quote unquote, version.
Yeah.
But here's a PSA. If anybody's going to the concert and can get me a mustard yellow variant, I would greatly appreciate it.
Oh, it's like only at the merch table, huh? At the show.
I'm just putting it out there.
That's a crapshoot too. Has anyone ever tried to get like a concert variant and gone and they just don't have it? And you're like one of the first people in and you're like, how is this possible?
Because it sold out like on another show on the tour and they never replenished it. Yeah. Yep.
So we'll see. They're starting to pop up on eBay. There's one on Discogs. So we'll see. At some point I might bite the bullet, but not quite yet. I'm gonna wait to see if they do a repress. We'll see.
I mean, Hayden's grandma might be able to get one for you.
Oh yeah. She'll be there.
Yeah.
If she could hook me up, I'd appreciate it.
I'll let her know to hit up the merch table.
Yep.
Is she my age? Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Sure.
I would like us to take a bow on this because we knew Marcus, like it was only a matter of time.
Before he got into vinyl,
nudge him towards vinyl, and then we knew that'd be it.
You guys nudged me for like 2 years.
I just couldn't believe it.
Next up, really did not want to do this. But here's the thing. I'm so space limited in my living room. Like I literally only have those 3 shelves, so I have to be highly selective.
Yes.
And it's not going well because
You're filled up. Yeah.
Like over one of them.
I know.
Not going well. It's only been like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble, guys. I need help.
A bigger show.
Yep.
Send help.
I guess it'd be pretty disingenuous for us to stage an intervention.
Yeah.
Since we helped cause the problem, but yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely a problem. Anyway, Today, Craig Needle stopped by on his way back up to Northern California, and he dropped off a couple things. So he gave me this one, Rodney.
Wow.
Oh, and Joe Cooley. So initially, I was like, I don't know who these guys are, and then I looked at the track list, and Everlasting Bass. That's who this is. So I obviously know who that is.
Snap.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Easy.
They got the finger waves going.
Wow.
Acid jeans.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Can you show
Very
the
cool.
Can you show the label on that? I feel like I have that record and no cover.
Like the
Oh, really?
Like,
The inner label. Okay.
Yeah, that's really
this guy?
yeah. Ooh, I don't have that.
Now have that?
Cool. It's definitely Rodney O though. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Different release, though. All right.
That's crazy.
All right, let me get this guy back in.
That's cool.
And then the other thing he gave me, which was cool and was on my list. So I'm trying to pick up things that I know we're going to listen to around the holidays. So either Halloween or Christmas, because I know we'll be spinning stuff out in the living room.
Oh yeah.
So this was on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare on My Street.
Ooh.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, Fresh Prince.
Sick.
Yeah.
So sick.
gotta
Damn.
get
This is
the,
the 7-inch
That's awesome.
version.
You got to
of
get
this.
the Profile Records Christmas rap comp. That's a good one.
Yes.
It's got
Ooh.
Christmas Solace, of course, and a bunch of other really
Okay.
good stuff.
I'll have to look that up.
It's got
You'll have
like,
to add that to our group chat.
yeah, I will.
Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Jazz albums, I think, are mostly what's left. And this isn't even all the ones I got. I just grabbed a few. Got some Art Blakey
Nice.
and the Jazz Messengers, Moanin'. This is probably their most famous famous album.
Classic.
And this has the dual pocket system that I'm absolutely in love with, by the way.
Yes.
So Vinyl Storage Solutions makes a dual pocket system so that you don't have to take the cover out.
Yeah.
Right. But you can store the vinyl right behind it. So I'm really loving this system. And because I don't plan on having thousands of records, I can do this. Those are famous last words, I know. Brian is just laughing at me because he knows.
Yeah.
He knows
May 2nd, 2025.
I mean, Ryan bought 1,000 last week. Could you use those for LaserDiscs, the dual box?
No.
Oh.
No. I don't store my LaserDiscs in that way, but as I look to research on how to store vinyl, and these jazz albums I'm getting are like really nice represses. So
yeah.
It's weird. I store my
LDs
and vinyl differently too. I don't know why, but
yeah. And they're thicker, they're a little bit thicker and more sturdier than my LD ones. The LD ones just didn't seem up to par for what I was trying to do with these. Okay, another jazz album, something else, Cannonball Adderley. But you know, Miles Davis is really the one who shines on this one. So even though it's a Cannonball record, Miles Davis kind of steals the show.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Another, yeah, right. Another
pretty
Cannonball
good,
Adderley. This one's with Bill Evans.
I love Bill Evans.
Which is cool because Bill Evans is absolutely the man. Everybody digs Bill Evans. And I got this one on this Jazz Appreciation Month, or it was last month.
Oh,
and so original Jazz Classics had a sale. So I picked up a few.
Sick.
Pianist Sonny Clark, Cool Strutting.
Ooh,
Nice.
It's a good bop album.
nice.
And then I got some tenor saxophonists who are not John Coltrane that I think everyone should have.
Yeah.
So Wayne Shorter,
Oh yeah.
Big No Evil,
So good.
He's so
and
good.
Dexter Gordon. I'm pretty sure Luke is in the Dexter Gordon.
Yep.
Go is one of his most famous albums.
Sick.
And then before Coltrane was Sonny Rollins. I mean, Sonny Rollins was and is the man. So Saxophone Colossus is probably his most famous
Nice.
album.
Sick.
All right, so that's it for jazz. We're going to do some, I think, mostly Michael Jackson left
Wow.
that I had that I had included with my last shipment from Japan. So we'll start off with the Thriller single.
Wow.
Ooh.
So this one will definitely be a Halloween spin.
Nice.
Hey.
Followed up by the Thriller album,
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
album, Japanese pressing.
Ooh, sick Obi.
Yeah, Obi overlay there. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Obi integration.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we got Bad.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I'll kind of show off the dual pocket system here.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is a single disc, and this is two covers.
Yep.
And there's a strip here you can't see, it's clear. That's holding them together.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so the cover never comes out, and I have access to the record.
But you can see everything anyway, so it's fun.
Yeah, but you can see everything. Yeah.
That's dope.
It's pretty cool.
It's like the if you used to get vinyl from the library, they had these elaborate things.
Yep.
I saw him on the Bad tour. I only got to see him once.
You did?
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're at Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Nice. That must have been amazing.
Damn.
It's cool. It was like I had never been to a Vegas show, still haven't, but it was like, it's like pyrotechnics, and he would do this stuff where he'd have like a double of himself somewhere else. He'd end up on like a cherry picker, like from a fire truck, and it'd be like smoke, and then he's on this side of the stage. Clearly, we're using double, but it was like a whole elaborate thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow,
that's awesome.
All right, and then one more. I'm gonna end with a heater. This is for a Halloween spin.
Nice.
Japanese Halloween. So I've been reading up on this a bit on Discogs. This actually isn't the original score or soundtrack.
Oh, it's like interpreted by somebody else?
Yeah, it's interpreted.
Yeah.
This guy did it with a synthesizer, but then some on Discogs argue that it actually was Carpenter who did it.
Oh.
But the cool thing is, and I've listened to a little bit of this, it's got aspects of the film, like actual dialogue from the film.
Oh, sick.
In this. So
that's neat.
It's almost like you're watching the film, but you're listening to it, obviously, right? Because there's dialogue there. So it's
cool.
It's a really cool variant. Some hate it because it's not the absolute original, but
that's
I think it's pretty cool.
That's
yeah.
That's a sweet one.
Cover's sick too.
Yeah. Very much so.
Good job.
One more record that I'm actually going to send to you, Marcus, because I ended up with 2 copies of this. But it's a great movie about jazz set in 50s London jazz scene. It's basically Othello remade.
Okay.
And I ended up with 2 copies of the soundtrack because I really liked it. Someone shipped me one, so I'm going to send one out to you. I think you'll like it. But you got to search this movie out. It's really good.
Okay, great. Hey, and you reminded me. I have one more that is movie related. Was it Max? You mentioned Miles Davis earlier.
Yeah.
So in 1957, I think it recorded in 57. Film came out in 58. He did a French film. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the French name. I think it's Elevator to the Gallows in English. But the story is he was in Paris on kind of like residency, playing in a jazz club. And one of the assistants on the film, and this was before Miles Davis was like super, super, super famous, was into jazz and knew he was playing at this club. And they did a screening of the film for him and asked him to do the score. And he liked the film so much that he gathered his band up, and basically he didn't write any of this music out. They had certain scenes playing in the background, and he would give them like a prompt, like whatever key they were going to play in.
And just
they
go
did
for
the
it.
score over like 2 evenings.
Huh.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow.
That's
so
sick.
we listened to this last week, and I consider this to be like total mood music. This is just like really, really cool. I have not seen the film. Criterion has a release of it, so I need to get it.
That's why I ran out. Yeah.
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah.
No, I thought I had the DVD because I see that cover. I can picture the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool bonus.
Wow.
Oh, and I had to go pull a Christmas wrap. That's the profile.
Yes.
I absolutely need that. Oh my gosh.
It's got the dude wrap up in the back. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
sick.
Yeah, it's killer. There's some great songs on there. Anyways.
Very cool. Thank you.
And Maxine, what do you got? Or did we skip Hayden? Did you go, Hayden? No, you went. Maxine.
Hey.
Did Hayden go?
Hayden hasn't gone, but I don't care what order we do.
Oh, we did skip you?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go Hayden then.
Okay. All right.
Once you start to skip you, though.
I know.
Yeah. And go to Maxine.
All right. I had my chance. So, local video store, picked up Big Trouble in Little China because I've never seen it. And I wish I would have bought the LaserDisc back when it was cheap. But I didn't. So, got this.
Maybe I can help you with that.
Maybe you can help me with that.
Is that just like a single disc or is that the special edition?
Yeah, no, it's just a basic Fox Video DVD.
Yeah.
It is widescreen though. It has the option for pan and scan if I,
No, don't do that. Yeah.
Oh,
Go
wow.
widescreen.
Cool.
And then picked up Blu-ray for Flesh and Blood.
Ooh. Nice.
This is Paul Verhoeven. So been wanting to watch that. Apparently, this is the inspiration for the manga and anime series Berserk, which I have never read or watched, but the artwork for it is amazing. So I kind of want to see what inspired that.
Is that a legit release or is that like?
Yeah, this is legit. This came out just like a year or two ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's an official MGM Blu-ray. So,
sick.
Cape Light is apparently the actual distributor for it. Never heard of it, but
yeah,
looks legit. Doesn't look like a
total
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And then I've been meaning to pick up Godzilla -1 for a hot minute. So this is the Godzilla Store exclusive, which finally came back in stock. This I wasn't going to get. I wanted to get the box set that they did, but then it turned out they didn't subtitle any of the behind-the-scenes stuff or interviews or anything, so I passed on that. Then they were going to do a steelbook, which did have all that stuff subtitled. I missed the boat on that. Standard edition has the behind the scenes and stuff, but you can't get it in a 4K Blu-ray combo pack, and it doesn't include the black and white version. This one has theatrical color version on 4K, so when I upgrade to 4K, I can watch that. Has the black and white version on Blu-ray, which I haven't seen yet, so I can enjoy that. And this is referred to as the watch-along edition. Now, when I hear watch-along edition, I assume Rocky Horror Picture Show style.
Yeah.
No, this has an audio commentary. This has an audio commentary that's not on the $70 box set or the steelbook or anything else. It's the director and the special effects team, which the writer-director was the head of the special effects team. Yeah. So it's him and his guys talking over. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Where do you get that? Because I want to get that one.
The Godzilla store online.
Okay. Cool.
So
yeah, I'm hoping that's not sold out yet.
I want to get that.
I hope not. Yeah, it's very weird because, like, I do want to see the behind. I might get the standard edition so I can get the behind the scenes and get the, and everything. But I mean, it's not as interesting as watching the making of the classic ones because they're not using suits and the practical effects and stuff. So it's like I know how they did it, But like to me, a commentary, that's weird to hold that for a exclusive. But Toho is going to Toho. So
Toho's going to Toho. Yep.
I stopped.
And then do what?
It's sold out again.
Is it?
Geez, it's only $25. My God.
Yep.
Huh.
Then I got the. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I got the notification and I hadn't bought it yet, so I bought it that day. And they did, if you signed up for the text message newsletter, you got free shipping. So that was a nice deal. And I haven't gotten any Godzilla text messages yet, so I'm kind of disappointed about that. But I got the 90s reissue of the 1954 Godzilla soundtrack.
Oh,
so
snap.
Been looking for this for a bit. It does have the OP, but I have it tucked into the booklet inside.
I was like the weight trays they used to have a lot in Japan back in the day.
Yeah, and I see a lot of them, and they've like turned yellow. So that's
I guess there's that.
And it always sucks when someone only shows it with the OB because it's like, man, I wish you would show me. I want to make sure it's not like crumbling apart.
Nicotine yellow. Yep.
Yeah. And then I got this is the 2002 remaster of Nectar's Remember the Future. A little PSA. I know all of you are Nectar fans. I know everyone, our listenership, are all huge Nectar fans. I'm preaching to the choir on this, but for anyone who doesn't know, if you get this on CD, make sure you get one that has bonus tracks.
Ooh.
Because if you get one that doesn't have bonus tracks, then you're only going to hear half the music. because that means you have an 80s or 90s CD. And for that one, they basically took the quad mix, like the 4-channel surround mix,
and ditched half
and
of it.
They just chopped it in half. So you're only hearing half the band for the whole album.
That's hilarious.
Gosh.
But all the CDs with bonus tracks have the actual
proper mix down.
Mix.
Yeah.
And then I did get a couple of records. So I found a YouTube video online showing how to service my exact turntable, and now it works more acceptable for something I bought for $20 10 years ago, and got a new stylus for it. So I got this single, which on the outside doesn't look like much, but on the inside, you get this cool,
nice.
And it's a picture disc that is camouflaged into background. This is a 1976 live recording from the French. It's folding up on me. From the French band Art Zoid. This is like a 13-minute live show they did.
That's crazy.
They recorded this in 76, and then it was like something you could get in the 80s as a mail order if you had bought their most recent album. So, and Sam, now having explained to me, to all of us about the dangers of putting picture discs in plastic sleeves, I'm going to be re-sleeving this after the episode. So
hopefully it's not PVC. Yeah, we'll see.
No, the inside of it is a clear PVC sleeve that it goes into. And then
sorry for
this
raining on everybody's parades. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm happy you told me that. I wouldn't want to open it up in a couple years and it sounds horrible. So then this is actually the main reason I wanted to fix my record player. This is the 2023 reissue of Ashra Temple's debut self-titled album. This is clear edition. There is a black one also. This comes with a poster, comes with a bunch of cool inserts, but the main reason I got it is that this one replicates the original artwork, which opens
check out this packaging.
Like that,
nice.
And then opens a second time.
It's like the Doors LaserDisc box.
This is
that's
amazing.
cool.
And Manuel Gotching, the head member, he managed to oversee the remaster of this right before he passed away in 22. This also features what's his name? Klaus Schultz from Tangerine Dream.
Yep.
I'm not super into them, but he's on drums on this. So, and the drums are diabolical.
Ooh, sick.
So,
that's awesome.
That is what I've got for non-LaserDisc physical media.
Excellent. All right, now it's Maxine.
Yay! It's me. Okay, I have 8 tracks.
Ooh, yeah. What do you got? Fresh ones? Any more 80s heaters?
Well, maybe so.
Okay.
I am now remembering when you said Christmas ones. I got a whole Christmas lot recently, but I already put it away with my Christmas stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just tell you that it was one that is not on Discogs as an 8-track. It's on Discogs as existing as a pressing on like record and stuff. But basically, there is a song that I was looking for like, I don't even know how many years. But basically, the song that Meg Ryan is singing in Sleepless in Seattle, the horses.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so stupid. I've tried to figure out what the heck that song is because it's not something you can really Shazam. It's not on the soundtrack. And it's technically, it's Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. And it's like a combo of Sleigh Ride and Jingle Bells. And I had originally was like, I want that on 8-track. And it's not on 8-track. But then I found an 8-track that has that one song in a mixtape. And it's not on Discogs. And I was looking on Discogs to find it. And I just stumbled upon it on eBay. And I was just like, oh my God. So
now you got to add it to Discogs.
I'm going to add it to Discogs.
Yeah.
But that was huge for me Christmas-wise. And then, so most of these came from our friend in the group, Tom, and he also is into 8-tracks and LaserDiscs, so that's a rare combination. So he sent me a bunch of different random ones. And this one's pretty rare, I think. I'm not sure, but Boomtown Rats.
Nice.
This is a tonic for the troops. It's very like Bruce Springsteen-ish.
Yeah.
Kind of
Bob Geldof. Does it have I Don't Like Mondays on it, or is that a different one?
I don't think that's this one.
Yeah.
It has like Rat Trap and She's So Modern. Me and Howard Hughes. There's some weird ones on there. And then this one is in much better shape than the other one I have, but I have this already, but it's Superstar 70s. This is an upgrade for me. And this one has a wild mix of things. Otis Redding, Deep Purple, Gordon Lightfoot, Roberta Flack, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Eagles, America, Birds, Joni Mitchell, Guess Who, Black Sabbath, Allman Brothers, Faces, Rolling Stones. It's wild mix.
Yeah, every large artist that they had on their roster.
But that's like one of my favorite things about 8-track is just how like bizarre they go and bootleggy and just like wildly. Yeah. And the fact that it just like loops and you don't ever have to change the side. Love that. And I have 2 from Culture Club. I'll show this one because this one's in its original Columbia House sleeve here, which is cool. But these blue rims have the Columbia House. But this is Kissing to Be Clever. Nice shape, which is cool. And then the other one is sealed.
Yeah.
May or may not open it. I don't know. Not sure yet. But this is kind of like the one I might not listen to as much anyways.
Yeah. Might just keep it sealed. Yeah.
I might keep that sealed. And then the one that I was really stoked on, I ordered this like a while ago from eBay. Finally showed up. But this is in a slipcase, which you kind of don't see that often. This original freaking cardboard slip. And this is not like, young here. This is from 1973 to keep this slipcase alive.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And this is in good shape. And it's a pink tape.
Nice.
So I was extra stoked. But it's called the Art of John Coltrane, the Atlantic Years. So it's just Atlantic Years, John Coltrane. So
I was gonna say, is that an Atlantic logo? Looks familiar.
It is. It's just Atlantic era. So here's the track list if we can kind of see that slightly, but
it's pretty tandy type. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's got some good stuff on here.
I'm curious why the 8-track is pink though.
That's interesting.
I know there's no reason why it should be pink for just John Coltrane, but there's colors of all different situations. Yeah,
I remember having an orange one.
Yeah,
I used to record a lot on my 8-track from the radio.
Yes.
Do you have blank recordables?
I have blanks. I have blanks, and I made just for Beardo, I made him a custom 8-track of the Minus Light first record and part of a Voids live record. It just kind of like put onto one tape because whatever would fit. Right. And so I made like a custom label for it, so it has but it's I've recorded a lot of stuff on 8-track. Is so interesting, and
it is very.
You get a good enough recording player, which I'm still not sure mine's that great, but I had my friend help me with that one. He has a much better recording unit than I do, but I have like a Toyo or something, but mine sounds great hooked up.
I remember recording I remember recording the whole day's coverage after Lennon died. Off the radio.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Do you still have tapes?
I don't think so. No.
But speaking of 8-track bootlegs and Vinny's newfound love of Neil Young, have you guys seen the lost documentary footage of Neil Young at a record store in the 70s? It's amazing.
Is he at Peaches?
I forget. I don't know what store it is, but it's.
If he was at Peaches, I think I've seen it.
It comes and goes. It gets taken down from YouTube and somebody re-uploads it. But it's like supposedly from some lost documentary where the guy's following him around. He goes into a record store and he finds a bunch of like CSNY boots, and then he's like gets super pissed. And he's like, "This is me. I'm gonna take this." And the guy the guy looks like what's his name? I'm trying to remember the comedian. He looks like a comedian from the 80s. Anyways, he's at the register and he's like, "You can't take that." And he's like, "This is illegal. This is the bootleg. This is me. I did not authorize this. I'm gonna take it." And then they get into this kind of like back and forth, and he's gonna get the boss on the phone, and he's like, and Neil Young comes behind the counter, and the guy's like playing dumb the whole time. He's like, "Oh, we don't get bootlegs here. I don't know where that comes from." And then a guy walks in with a tray of bootleg 8-tracks to sell, walks up to the register. The guy's like, "Yeah, no, not right now. You got to come back with the owners here." He's
I
like,
have some very bootleg 8 tracks. Probably my favorite though, it's a Stones Beatles split, and it just has the most bizarre, like, I don't know who made this mix or who printed the label, but it's great. It's great. It has like Under My Thumb, it has some great stuff.
wow. Yeah, who is the comedian in The Freshman? You might know this, Vinny, with Matthew Broderick and Marlon Brando. There was another
I
comedian
know the
that was
movie.
in
I can't remember the movie. Oh,
it's killing
remember.
me.
Yeah.
He was a short guy, but anyways, he looked like him.
Does anyone have a computer?
They fight, and then Neil Young breaks a candle, like a kind of like hippie looking candle, and then he ends up like paying for it because he's gonna steal all these bootlegs.
Oh.
And he's like, "Well, I'll pay for the candle that I broke." And so like the last the video is just them using the old like 70s credit card machine to like,
oh my gosh, where you have to crush it.
To process Neil Young's credit card so he could buy this like candle for like, $5 at most. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's incredible. Wow. We will, if we find that, we're linking it.
Yes, I will. I'll definitely put up the link directly on here if I can find it. Yeah. And I want to say Bruno. Was his name Bruno something? Bruno Kirby. He looks like the actor Bruno Kirby.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's a comedian. I was the late
Thank you.
Bruno Kirby.
Anyways, that was the amazing sidetrack there. Well, do you have anything else, Maxie?
No, that was my best one.
We'll cut that story out.
Yeah, I mean, or I might put it on a Patreon paywall.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, it's time for the recommendations. I'm trying to think of what I watched since the last episode, but I have not started Andor yet because I want to watch it on my scope screen down here. And
I've been watching it on scope. Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again, I watched like on my lunch break on my 4K TV upstairs, but I didn't want to do that with Andor. I wanted to go with like full projection screen, and I've been going to bed early and reading, so I need to really get my act together. But I will recommend on Disney, they also dropped a new season, I think recently, of Industrial Light and Magic's docuseries. I think it's just called Industrial Light or something like that. It does start with Phantom Menace era. So it's like, but it's still super interesting seeing them put Phantom Menace together. And it does kind of spill over into Ahmed Best dealing with his, trauma from getting Jar Jar backlash and everything like that. But it, really digs into the whole first time they created the CG character like that. That was a real character. And it's super cool. I'm on two episodes in so far. It was pretty good. So I recommend that. What do you got, Ryan?
Well, Righteous Gemstones is about ready to finish up.
Yes.
And it's been amazing this season. It's been great every season, but I feel like Walton Goggins has really just brought it this season.
Baby Billy's got Teen Jesus, his television show he's filming, which is amazing, about a teen Jesus.
Yeah, he fires the teenage actor who probably looked like he was like 27 or something.
Yeah, already, yeah.
And he's not young. So
Megan Mullally is awesome as the new kind of girlfriend of John Goodman. And the kids lose their crap about it. So
and you've got BJ and his monkey because of his traumatic accident.
Yeah, there's like a whole Monkey Shines side story where this guy's got this service monkey that's way too attached to him.
Service monkey.
Yeah. It's really funny. Yeah. And Stephen Dorff's in it. So.
God. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Blade fans will want to watch it. Yeah.
And there's a big cameo at the beginning of the season. The first episode that's like a prequel.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that was a pretty epic episode. So, but the evil parent trap episode was amazing, where they go on a family vacation and the kids decide they're going to break up John Goodman and Megan Mullally, and everything goes really poorly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if something went well in that show, we'd be worried. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Things only go well like in between seasons, off camera. Yeah, we don't see that stuff.
Yep. So,
some sick skateboarding too in it.
Yeah.
Gideon, the son of Jesse, played by Danny McBride, his son is like a kick-ass skateboarder. So he's like a skateboard proselytizer, like going to kind of bring Jesus to the kids at the skate park.
Yep, he converts them. Like they were like, "Oh, what's this loser doing here?" And
then he starts doing rad flips. Yeah, good one.
And then I lost it. I don't remember. I was gonna say it, but
No.
Dark Side of the Ring is back. So if you like wrestling, the behind the scenes and like some of these stories and people is just amazing. So check that out. It's on Vice of all things. What?
Vice.
Yeah.
On what streaming service?
It's on Vice.
They have their own streamer now?
I don't know.
Okay.
You just pirated it, didn't you?
No, I would never do that. But and then I did see the Minecraft movie. And
how was that?
Oh,
it's so dumb. It's fun. If you played Minecraft ever, like it's great.
Did you scream chicken jockey and throw popcorn?
No, because I'm an adult and also I don't want to like show my son how to be an idiot in a movie theater till he.
Fair enough.
That's true.
Yeah, but those are my recommendations.
Nice. Vinny, what do you got?
Andor, episode through 4 episodes. They release them like 3 at a time, I guess.
Cool.
Or at least they launched 3 at the beginning, right?
Yeah, and then they just did another 3.
Yeah, okay.
And they're pretty distinct chapters. So I'm excited to finish that and watch Rogue One again. Last of Us.
Oh.
Really good. None of you watch it. That's shocking to me.
Where is it?
Last of Us is on HBO.
On Max.
It's the second season.
Okay.
I've never played. I'm not a video gamer. I've never played
the game myself. Yeah.
But, so to me, it's all new and surprising.
I played the games. I watched the first like couple episodes. And I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got the girl from Game of Thrones in it. She's good. I forgot the actress's name, but
and Catherine O'Hara has joined the cast this year.
Yep.
Oh,
it's interesting casting.
Is it like Pedro's not in this season, right? That's what I'm hearing? It's like Pedro Pascal.
Not as much.
Okay.
It's more about her. Yeah.
Different characters. Yeah. All
right. And then I guess I would watch the 6th episode of Black Mirror season 7. It's called Eulogy. Check that out. That's really, I thought, the only good one of this last batch. So yeah, that's the Paul Giamatti one. I would just say
I started out. We watched the first episode, and I was so upset.
Yeah,
like, I watched it right before, and I was my blood pressure was just so high from being so upset at what they were showing on screen. It was terrible. I should have listened to Vinny.
Yeah, and they were all sort of like that. Really, just
it was terrible. It was just terrible.
Yeah, it's like technology sucks, but I don't know. I don't want to see it. Eulogy is a little different in that they use technology sort of in a more positive way. But Giamatti's in it in 45 minutes, really good episode. And there's a bunch of stuff coming that I want to see. Tina Fey, for some reason, remade the Alan Alda film 4 seasons as a series for Netflix. So that's out with Will Forte's in it. So, and Keegan Michael Key. So it looks good. We'll check that out.
All right.
And yeah, that's about it. And I'll definitely going to try to get Sinners IMAX tickets if I can.
Yeah, well, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris just went to Toronto to see that, right? 71. Yeah.
Huh.
So, good deal. What do you got, Marcus?
Well, that's a good segue because my recommendation is Sinners.
There we go.
In IMAX if you can. I saw it in Irvine, basically opening night. Friday, the first Friday it was released. Stadium was full. And I didn't watch. Let's see. I watched the first trailer and that was it. So I didn't really know much about the film. I tried not to read any of the headlines. So I didn't actually know the theme of the movie.
Oh wow.
Or what kind of was the backdrop of the movie before I got there. But it is, if you know what the theme is, I don't want to root for anybody, but if you know what the theme is, it's not a traditional version of that type of film. But it's an important part of the film. But very much this film is what it's like to be Black in America. I mean, gosh, he just did such a good job. It felt like he was given all creative freedom and license to just make this film. That was the first thing I said to my wife. I said there need to be more films where Black directors get to make the film that they want to make. Like,
yeah, he had Final Cut and everything.
John Singleton. It's like it's of that ilk. I was so pumped to see it, and I can't wait to see it again. I mean, I'm not going to go into theater, but I've already pre-ordered the physical media, multiple versions, so I'm looking forward to another watch.
Yeah, it was funny because Variety tried to downplay it because they don't like anything that kind of toes into genre anyways. But it's like opening weekend, they're like, well, it made 45 million, whatever, but it's got a long way to go. They were trying to paint it as this kind of failure because it cost so much. And then the second weekend, it barely dropped.
Yeah, barely dropped. Right.
Yeah. It's like, all right, so now you guys look like idiots.
Yeah. No other movie had ever dropped that low, 6%. Insane.
Yeah. So
and then Ben Stiller went out of his way to really clap back at that. Yeah.
And that was just a total juggernaut. And
it's amazing. So
take that, Variety.
I would also recommend it's mandatory viewing the Ryan Coogler's breakdown of film types.
Oh, that was cool.
The aspect ratio. Cool. Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, and he's got the actual film stock just hanging in front of him. So
he's got a whiteboard that he drew on.
From Super 8 to 70. Really explains it really well. And it's not dry like listening to like one of us or, a film teacher tell you about it. Like to hear it just from a guy who just shot with 70 millimeter. He wanted to make that film in 16. Like he wanted to make like a sort of more of a grindhouse down and dirty version of Sinners. And then they're like, well, can you make it bigger? It's like, okay.
Yeah, I can make it bigger.
70 millimeter. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. What do you got for a recommendation, Hayden?
I really haven't been watching a whole lot lately, but since the last episode, when I was crucified for having not finished Severance, I have now finished Severance Season 2, and I absolutely loved it. I love the final episode of Season 2. So I highly, highly recommend anyone who hasn't watched the show or hasn't gotten Season 2 yet, definitely check it out.
Yeah, Sam.
I don't know anything about Severance, but you guys keep talking about it, so I guess I need to check it out.
So good.
The thing I could say that I think doesn't really spoil anything, just it's like a premise for a Twilight Zone episode, but it's the whole series.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole series is like a premise for a Twilight Zone episode, but it's not a episodic thing. It's one continuous story in this particular setup.
I did get a free month of Apple TV Plus when I bought tickets for Ministry. But I just spent half an hour joining a new website and then doing two-factoring to buy the tickets and then to install the app for the wallet on my phone. Like I had done all that just to get the tickets. And it's like, do you want to start a brand new adventure of entering your information to redeem this? And I'm like, no. I would actually take that offer if it was easy. And I was like, maybe I can come back to it later. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I may have access to Season 2. Right. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, the discussions died down a bit, so it's not you won't be running into spoilers and stuff.
I mean, it's perfect. I can sneak in, and then everyone will be like, we're kind of over it now. Season 3 is hot. Not even out yet. What do you got?
So long to make them, though.
True. Yeah.
I watched for the first time in 8 years a movie that I watched probably 150 times as a kid. Weirdly, I feel like this is the weirdest movie to have as your kid, watching it a million times as a kid. The New Guy. The New Guy from 2002. And man, is that movie just the wackiest, most bizarre? There's so many cameos. Gene Simmons is in it. Vanilla Ice is in it. Tony freaking Rollins is in it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then just all these it's so please watch this. It's they would never would they make this movie now. They would never make this movie. There are so many.
Love it. Why is Lyle Lovett in it? Just look at it's DJ Qualls. Okay, I kind of remember this.
Yes.
Post road trip. Yeah.
It's very Can't Buy Me Love, Grease 2. It's Grease 2 coded when you really dissect it. Makes sense why I would have liked it because I loved Grease 2. But it's got Elijah from from Bring It On, and she's another cheerleader character.
Okay.
And there's just
Tushka.
like, yeah, I can never say her last name, but yes, she's from
Eliza Dushku. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. And there's so many people in this freaking movie, and I just kept seeing more and more things that I had like I know this movie very well. I bought the soundtrack CD as a kid. I listened to soundtrack CD, like I watched this movie a million times, and I hadn't seen it in a really long time. And just like revisiting it now, like with fresh modern day eyes, and just looking at this, like, man, this movie is freaking wild.
What kind of songs are in it?
A lot of like, because they're like in a it's also got it's got Zooey Deschanel in it.
Huh.
And and she's like playing guitar, and they're in like a funk band. And he's like all into funk, and he's like like kid version him is wearing like an afro and dancing to James Brown. And then he's like, there's so many insane scenes, and just like the ridiculous Lyle Lovett like is like a locksmith, and he's like driving him to school in like the locksmith truck, and he's like punching him. He's got braces. It's just like the most
wow. Okay.
so weird. But it's like really yeah, it's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. And yeah, if you're watching, I don't know, if you're watching with like modern day eyes, maybe that's not, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't like it as much. I don't know. But it's
put
on 2002 glasses.
I got some of those kicking around here somewhere.
Because it's 2002 Vanilla Ice also.
Wow. Okay.
They're like in a Sam, there's a scene where they're in a Sam Goody, and Zooey Deschanel's like listening to a song on the headphones that's like in the Sam Goody, like on repeat, and like Vanilla Ice is like pissed that she's like been using it for so long, and he's like, I'm tossing you. And then like the guy comes, who's like the manager, he's like, dude, you're not a bouncer anymore, you can't toss people for being in Sam Goody. Like there's
that
just
one,
oh my
that when
God.
Vanilla Ice decided to go corn when he got like he
Got
decided,
rated.
Yeah.
that was classic. He got like Korn's producer and did his whole app. He came to Hartford on that tour. I should have gone.
That movie is just, it's wacky, and it was hilarious, and just like it's great. It's great.
All right. Nice recommendation.
Yeah.
We covered the gamut, also all over the spectrum.
Yeah. Now, I guess I just do have to preface that there is a scene. There's a dick related scene. We'll just say that much. So be aware of that. It's I don't know. Apparently, I severely scarred my friends who watched this movie with me as a kid, and have to preface it with that.
Okay.
Now Luke's gonna want to watch it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan and I just watched Gemstones,
involved.
so we're fine.
It's very weird. Yeah, it happened.
So much dong in Gemstones.
We were in Florida looking for stuff to watch, and
Yes.
my sister-in-law didn't have all the services, whatever. So I'm like looking around Pluto or wherever I was. Trading Places was on. Oh, show my son Trading Places. I assumed it, since it was on one of these fast services, it would not be just. I remember the movie, of course, so I knew there was going to be stuff I'd have to explain. I mean, he's 16, he's not, but still, it's jarring when you hear the F word, not that F word, the other F word, right? You got the N word, and then I must have blacked out the scene where Eddie first spends the night at Aykroyd's house, and he has this party with all his friends. It's just,
right. It's all out there. I
totally forgot that scene. I don't know why. Maybe
again,
it's like always as a kid, just like skip to like Jamie Lee. But that scene I totally forgot about. It was fun.
Yeah, it's like me watching Demolition Man at work. Like, there's no nudity in this.
Yeah.
Of course not. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just forget that
the
stuff.
80s.
I know, it's so much boobage in the 80s, yeah.
But at least it was rated R. It wasn't like an 80s hard PG.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
For those catch you off guard.
I did see, I saw that in the theater. At least once, maybe twice. Back. But anyways, Demolition Man. Get it on LaserDisc.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Yes.
Or get that 4K if you want.
I was wondering if that should be like they remake everything. I don't know if they could really. I don't know if you can make it better, but you could maybe make it different if you wanted to.
Or make that sequel or some of those prequels.
Yeah.
I mean, his pilot friend got to experience the whole transition from LA 96 to San Angeles. Yeah. He could be the star.
You know what they could do? You know, when like in a TV show, when you have like an episode, you know, that's like a normal episode, then the next episode is another character's perspective of that same episode.
Yes.
Let's get Wesley Snipes' career back on track. Let's do the other half of the movie from his perspective.
Right. Yeah.
So we can spend the whole time with him.
Yeah.
Rambo
All Simon Phoenix all the time. Yeah.
Or they just bring him back to life and he's old now somehow, and you know, we just continue it with him.
I mean, what, they knocked his head off? Is it still his
could.
head?
Oh, I meant to say that was really impressive. That sequence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be cheesy, but it was really cool.
That was sick. The
Pretty
crowd
good,
frozen Wesley Snipes head. Who has that?
Yeah.
That's a
From
puck.
Hollywood.
Oh, who has the head? Someone actually owns that puck because it got auctioned at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the movies that I never do any kind of body part identification because, you know, because I know out there somewhere is a dude like Simon Phoenix ready to take my eyeball out and put it on an X-Acto knife or just chop my finger off. You know,
he's wild in that.
It would be so cool to have the ice puck with Stallone in it, but like as a coffee table.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Legendary.
I would want that, but with
someone
Anthony
actually
Michael
has their
Hall.
prop that way.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah. 16 kid.
That would be fun though. Yeah, I like that idea. I'd go hang out at your house, Hayden, if you had a Stallone hockey puck.
Have a fog machine.
Yeah,
so
just
that it's, you know, looking.
It just looks like the cryogenic pod that you're.
Yeah.
That with
Get some welders. Get some welders in the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, they never tried to do no sequels, never talk. I never heard anything. It was just one and done.
Yeah.
It's a cool
TV
property.
series,
I know, right?
In the future, and then it would be
anime, something.
Yeah.
A weirdly sanitized kids cartoon continuation.
Demolition Kids. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, 2032 is quickly approaching, so maybe we'll see something. We'll see.
We'll get there.
That'd be nuts.
I'm sure if I Google it tonight, it'll be like in the works somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
You really have to be a Dennis Leary, like as the president, and like that's where it picks up.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, yeah, he could be the Edgar Friendly, could be the leader.
Yeah. Because like that's where
Friendly,
right? And like Otho's like in charge, like with a
do you think there was is there a president in this 2030s, or is it just like this weird eccentric guy who ran everything?
Essentially, he's like the yeah.
Again, we don't know if it's just LA. Like if there's nothing else, then
again, a full TV series worth of fodder there. Yeah. Because there might be like, you know, some other little pocket of isolated, you know, like New York area society.
Where you get to curse.
We never got to see the Ventura County section of that chunk. They were only in LA the whole time. They were never in Santa Barbara, San Diego zones.
Yeah, maybe we can have like the whole tri-state area united as like a new kind of entity on the East Coast. And you get fined if you don't curse. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll do like Escape from New York and Escape from LA, just the other way. Demolition Man in New York will be next.
I like it. Let's do it. Anyways, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully you'll enjoy our next episode. I'm not going to tease what we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about it. It's going to be good, though.
It's going to be very good.
Yeah, we got some good stuff lined up for you. So, yeah, be with us again. Be well, and be with us again.
Be well.
Yeah, exactly. Mellow greetings.
Mellow greetings.
Bye.